All right, we are live. Welcome to In the Paint. My name is Rodney Jones, aka Angus Black, and joining me, as always, on In the Paint is the man that created the show, Mr. Monte Cunningham. Right now he's I don't know what the hell he's doing, but I'm here. That's all that matters. And tonight we got a very good show coming up. We're talking about different topics. Of course, we got the NBA playoffs. We had the fight between oh, hold on for a second. Got my man here. Sir Reg,
Yo,
Tuesday night.
fellas.
What's up,
Yeah, I
man?
know. Bowling's over, dog.
You Joe win?
Hell no. I finished what? I finished in ninth place
Ooh.
out
So wait.
of
Uh-huh.
out of 30 something spots. I finished in ninth.
Right, right,
I think it
right.
was more than
Okay.
that, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm humble. I'm
Well,
humble. I'm humble.
but for all this bragging that you do,
Hey,
talking about
listen. Anytime you ready, brother. Anytime you ready. I don't think
we
you
go
want that smoke.
now. I'm willing to try some. I'm willing to go for it. We're gonna try. I'm gonna get some. What do you call it, man? I'm gonna get some smoke. I'm gonna see if you're talking all that nonsense. I want to see what it's about. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
I'm gonna lay down the challenge for you.
oh my God, this dude here.
That's right. That's right. I'm from
God bless you.
Missouri. I'm
I'm
from
gonna pray
Missouri.
for you.
You got to show me. You got.
I'm gonna pray for you. That's all. I'm gonna pray for you.
We're gonna arrange this, man. Yo, check
Yes,
this
sir.
out. I'm glad that you joined me. We got Max 611, but he's handling some personal stuff right now. He'll be on momentarily. Yo, we got some. Like I said, man, this guy didn't even do the goddamn on banner. I'm gonna kill him. Uh,
Oh no.
yeah, he's lacking. He's lacking today. He's lacking.
You
Um,
know, he going through stuff.
yeah, I'm going through stuff too, but I'm here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. So, yo, let's get into it. We're gonna rock it without him for the time being. The first thing I know we wanted to talk about was the that fight between Canelo Alvarez and what's the guy's name? Bivol. I forgot his first name.
Hey, don't
Oh,
give me the line, brother.
Dmitry
Dimitri.
Bivol.
We'll
That's
go
his name.
with
Oh,
Dimitri. That's it.
that's what it is, man. I gotta tell you, I saw this fight. Did you happen to catch this fight?
No. I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest with you. No.
No. Are you into boxing or not really?
Boxing is not my thing per se. Like I said, is if you got guys picking who they want to fight instead of fighting the best,
Mhm.
I'm good. You
So
you
you're
know my
pretty much
take on that.
I know your take, so you're pretty much done on that. You're like, I'm not gonna rock with it. I
No,
understand completely. like,
absolutely.
like I said, I get it. I get it. It's perfectly understandable. But let me just say this, man. I saw this fight, and I got to tell you, Canelo had problems from the jump. You know what I'm
The
saying?
boy
This
was too
guy,
big for him, from what I understand.
exactly. I don't know what he's trying to prove. He's just trying to go from weight class, and prove. This is just my take. Maybe try to prove that he is the pound for pound boxer in the sport of boxing, obviously. And yo, you need to calm down. First of all, I'm not gonna lie, I was impressed with dude. At first, I really wasn't, but then I started
Right.
seeing him fight certain people, and I started giving him a little bit of credit. Maybe it's more credit than I should have given him, because to go up to light heavyweight, maybe your power doesn't transition well to that change that you want to make. You want to keep
Right.
going up and up in the weight classes or whatnot, and it just
Okay.
doesn't suit you. You know what I'm saying? You might have technical skill, but when it comes to power, you're used to knocking people out and knocking people around. You don't have that as you go up in weight. You understand? And
Absolutely.
and this is the one thing I believe that bit him in the ass. You understand? Because this guy withstood all that he could give to him, and it made no difference. Dimitri was the better boxer that night.
Right.
Um, he put it on him. And that's a fact that can't be denied. You know what I'm saying? I just think that Canelo needs to just stay at a certain weight and not try to rise above that. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey,
Until he could develop. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Mhm.
nah, how they say you got to stay in your lane. That definitely wasn't it.
Nah, it wasn't. The light heavyweight, you need to come back down to like super middleweight or middleweight and call it a day. You understand? At least until you could build up that power. You know what I'm saying?
How old
So,
is Alvarez anyway?
you know what? Max 6'11" had to say, I don't think he's older than 30. We got my man, the mad scientist joining us as well. Thank you, mad scientist, for joining us. How are you, young man?
Young man, wow. Okay, I'll take that any day of the week. I'm doing very well,
Hey,
sir. Thank you very much.
How
let's
was vacation, but dog?
exactly.
Vacation was really good. I would
All
highly
right.
recommend staying on property at Universal Studios in Orlando,
Mhm.
Florida, any day of the week.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay. I hear you. Yo, mad scientist. We was just talking about that fight between Canelo Alvarez and Dmitry Bivol. Did you happen to catch it? And if you didn't, did you have any thoughts about it?
I caught it,
Mhm.
and I have to say, it's amazing what happens when a fighter puts on 10 pounds.
Hmm.
And the reason why I say that is because Canelo looked mighty slow in that fight against Bivol.
Right.
And the other thing is, if you noticed in that fight, when Canelo did get rolling, Bivol kept coming straight at him.
Mhm.
Alvarez's power, Alvarez's power is not
Mhm.
the same at 175 as it is at 160 and 168.
Mhm.
Now, I understand what Canelo was trying to do. He was going to be someone that tried to win in another weight class and stuff like that. And to me, when I first heard this fight was being put together, I said to myself, this is a possibility, but is his
Mhm.
punching power going to resonate at a higher weight class than where he's been? It's quite obvious that it hasn't. And I believe
Right.
Mark said it best.
Mhm.
What a difference it makes in weight class when it comes to this type of fighting.
Hmm. I agree. Max 6'11", are you still
Oh,
having
I'm good.
issues over there?
No, I'm
Oh, you're
good.
good. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. I got some family things going on, but everything
Okay.
is good. Um,
Okay.
what the mad scientist said is true. For me, Canelo avoided the talent that is at 160. There's a couple of boxers at 160 that are talented and they want to fight Canelo, but he moved up to 168, which is fine.
Mhm.
And he has all the belts at 168. He moved up to 175. His ultimate goal, he said, was to go to heavyweight.
Right.
And as mad scientists said, sometimes your power doesn't translate as you go up in weight. And also your
Right.
speed and you're able to bounce your stamina, because we saw Bivol's a bigger guy. Bivol is 6'1". Canelo's about 5'8", 5'9", I believe, or
Mhm.
5'10". So, and he had more reach. And Canelo is a good sound boxer. Bivol, however, is on another level because he was able to throw his jab and move. And Canelo doesn't fare well against guys who have good jabs, who counter punch and who move,
Mhm.
and keep him at bay. It befuddles him. So,
Okay.
like you said earlier, he didn't look really good. I
Nah,
mean,
he didn't.
it was a competitive fight, but he did not look like himself.
No.
He's better suited fighting guys who walk forward towards him and he controls the distance,
Mhm.
and usually he's the guy who's who's a more powerful puncher. Bivol
Right.
isn't a knockout artist. He's not.
Obviously. No.
But at light heavyweight, 170 pounds as opposed to 160, he has
Mhm.
more power than Canelo, and that's why Canelo lost.
Bivol stuck to his game plan the
That
whole
too.
Right.
fight. He did
Yeah.
not get caught up into getting into a punching match, as they would say, against Canelo, because if he did that, it would have never lasted the distance, and
Right.
Bivol would have been on his back, flattered in a pancake. But he did what he did best. Jab, move, defense. Jab.
Mhm.
You could see the frustration come round 10 in Canelo
Yes.
when he knew that he would have to get a knockout. Now, was the fight 115, 113 on all judges'
No.
cards?
No.
I
No.
don't think so.
Right.
To me, I personally had it 116, 112. When I heard 115, trust me, when I heard 115, 113 across the board, the first thing I thought of, oh my God, they're gonna rob Bivol and they're giving the title to Alvarez.
I think that was one of the biggest post stories of this fight was the whole 115, 113. I'm like, well, what the hell are these judges watching? What fight are they watching? What are they viewing? Because I'm not getting that. It's not equating to in my mind a 115, 113. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm with you guys on that because that was ridiculous. And just like you said, they was gonna rob this guy. They really wanted to. I was out there for them to rob this guy.
Most people don't know who Dmitry Bivol is. We know everybody knows who Canelo Alvarez is, who are not into boxing like I am, and like you are, and
mad scientist
is. He just you can't go up in weight. Go up to cruiserweight and get knocked out. Go up to heavyweight and get knocked out. You 5'8", 5'9".
Right.
Initially, I thought Canelo would win a close fight. I was wrong.
Hey, it happens, man.
I was wrong, and sort of that I went for who Canelo is one of the pound for pound guys, and
right.
Maybe they do it again, and maybe he gets knocked out by Bivol. He is gonna fight Triple G in his next fight, which I know people are saying they want to see. I don't want to see that fight.
What? Who wants to see that? Who on here wants to see that?
Not
you don't
me.
want to see it, Mac. You don't want to see it, Mad Scientist. I definitely don't want to see it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, when he suffered this loss against Bivol, I started seeing a lot of different posts on social media about who he's fought, and I've been on the show for giving him a little bit of credit for who he's been in the ring with. I've given him a little bit of credit, more so than I originally did. But now, honestly, and maybe it's because of the fact he moved up in weight, but I'm starting to revert back to my original ways of thinking of him. I really am. I'll be honest with you. I was giving him props.
Yes.
More than I was previously. I was giving him props. Now, after seeing this and seeing, maybe I'm swayed by some of these comments and these posts, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe he isn't as good as advertised. I'm just saying. So I don't know. Nobody wants to see that fight against him and Triple G. Who cares? No. If he does that,
Triple G.
If he goes through with this plan to fight this dude, that seriously puts a real dent in his legacy to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man. You got cats that you haven't gotten the ring with, you've avoided, whatnot. Yo, go back down and try to fight them. Maybe you can restore some of that luster of your career. I'm just saying, man. Maybe he can, because right now it's not looking too good if you fight Triple G after this loss.
Well, you know what it is. They both want the big payday. They're both big names, so the fight's gonna sell, regardless of how we all feel.
Well, I know we won't be watching it. That's what they. And I watch shit for free, and I don't even want to waste my time. This is a waste of time.
You just love lauding that on everybody.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to put people on. That's why I be trying to put people on, but nobody wants to be put on. So I'm like, okay, keep paying that cable and the prices. Go ahead, knock yourself out.
Look at Mad Scientist's face. He's like,
hey, I'll give you the info. I'll give you the info, bro. Yeah. There you go. I got you. I
hear free. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, exactly. I got you.
Considering the fact that I cut the cord, a while ago, and now I stream just about everything and anything I can possibly stream.
There you go.
But if I can get something for free,
Well, it's free, but it's not for free. Let me amend that statement.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you got,
it's one of
it's a
those things.
discount.
it's a listen. Once you have the service, everything else is free. I'll just say that.
Gotcha.
And
I actually think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. And the service is not expensive. I guarantee you that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, but what you get, it seems like it's free. Trust me.
Awesome.
Yeah. I got a question for y'all. Since I guess Triple G in some rankings is still a top middleweight and the top guy at 168, which is kind of laughable to me. He still may be a good boxer, but he's aged. He hasn't been active enough as of late.
You want me to be bluntly honest?
Please.
Go ahead.
He's not even top 5 anymore. Hell,
Right.
I have a hard. I actually have a hard time after watching his last fight of thinking he's actually a top 10 fighter. He looked slow. He looked old. He still had the punching power, but his punches were coming out a split second slower. And in boxing, as we all know, a split second slower is almost like 10 seconds slower for a guy that's running a race.
Right.
And if you were to put him in the ring against a top middleweight now or top super middleweight, I just don't see it anymore. That's why when they said they're going to do a third match, I think Canelo will destroy him the third time around. Look, the first match was a classic. Not going to deny that. The first match was a classic. The second match was okay. Nothing to write home about.
I was bored by both of them.
The
first one was a good fight. To me, and this is just me, both of them in the first fight, they didn't fight their style of fights because both of them are they're pound for pound guys. So neither one of them wanted to get knocked out by the other one, so they didn't necessarily do what they normally do against other guys. And it is what it is. And the second fight was boring to me. And I think Canelo won both fights.
I wasn't into either fight, to be perfectly honest. Definitely wasn't feeling Triple G at all. You know, I put him on the equation of fighting my usual line of those guys that fight cab drivers and barbers and whatnot to build up their resume. He definitely was one of them. I'm not impressed by Triple G. Never have been and never will be. You understand? So I don't care who he's fighting because I'm just not interested. I'm not into the dude like that. I'm not heralding him as the next coming. No, you're trash. You've always been trash to me since day one, since I first heard of you. You understand? So you don't get props for fighting street vendors and barbers and taxi cab drivers. That doesn't fly on my list. I'm sorry.
Uber and Lyft drivers.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that doesn't qualify for me. So I'm just like, nah, I can't give him any credit whatsoever. So imagine already if I don't have that interest in the first two fights, what's gonna be my interest in the third? It's gonna be less than it was before. You understand? So yeah, I'll put it like this. I'll coin a phrase from Rocky IV, when he was fighting Drago. And Drago was actually fighting Carl Weathers' character, Apollo. If he dies, he dies. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about this dude. If he gets in the ring with Canelo for a third one, if he dies, he dies. I care less. I'm just like Drago now. I'm like, I feel that.
Triple G, according to ESPN and their rankings, has dropped down to the second ranked middleweight. Jermell Charlo is the number one middleweight. Why doesn't Triple G fight him? Why doesn't Canelo fight him? Why don't they fight Demetrius Andre?
Right.
Who's third? Fight Plant, who's at
Right.
who's at 168? Why don't you fight him, Canelo?
But see,
Instead of fighting the guys you fighting, you went up to light heavyweight and you beat Crusher, who was washed and old, and he retired shortly after that.
See,
You
Mac,
cherry
what you're
pick.
saying, Mac, what you're saying is this is what I'm hearing on social media. You understand? With the same thing that you were saying, the same thing that the mad scientist has said. Yo, this is why now I'm starting to revert back to my original way of thinking of this guy Canelo. You got these guys that are out there. They're willing to fight. You understand? They're ready to fight. And yet you pass over top quality competition to fight a bum like Triple G for the third time.
That's why I gave up on boxing.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I'm not mad at you.
I understand it's a business, but the product that you're putting out there is whack.
Yeah, it's washed. It's washed. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Right.
Well,
and Bivol was ranked as the number 2 light heavyweight. So you didn't even fight the top light heavyweight.
I want to see Canelo versus Benavidez. That to me would be the fight at 168.
You're probably not going to see that. More than likely. You probably won't see that. Unfortunately. And I agree, it would be a good fight to see, but
because to be honest, because if you look at 168, you got Caleb Plant, who got knocked out by Canelo in 11. You got Billy Joe Saunders. He already lost to Canelo as well. I believe you have Daniel Jacobs, David Lemieux. I mean, 168 is certainly not sexy. There's nobody really there outside of Benavidez that can challenge Canelo at that weight. All the really good fighters are at 160, and they're not going to jump the 8 pounds just to fight Canelo, because I've already said it. You jump the weight, you lose a little bit of something.
Yep.
And it's just not conducive to that. It's just not that conducive to to that fighter, just because you're going to get a payday out of it.
Right.
Now, do I hope Canelo versus Benavidez happens? Yes, because I think that would actually be a really good fight. But as Mark said, I don't see the fight happening anytime soon.
Right.
Because in Canelo's mind, he's like, it's not a sexy name. No. It's not going to draw. And he's not going to agree to take a pittance for a purse.
Right.
True indeed.
Right. Meanwhile, people want to see Charlo fight you. Real fans want to see that.
Exactly.
It would sell.
Charlo would sell, but the problem with Charlo is that he's 160. Canelo is not going to cut weight to go down to 160, and Lord knows I don't think Charlo's going to jump weight to go fight Canelo. Now, if
the money is right, he would, because he wants money as well.
Something tells me this is going to be a catch weight fight if it does happen, and the catch weight to me is going to be right in the middle, 164.
I was thinking
no belts.
Said that.
No belts. Man up, put the gloves on, and go fight your 12 rounds.
Right, but like Carl has said in our text group, Carl has said, why don't the other guys who are at 160 and 168 fuck Canelo? Let's fight. I got a belt. If any of them have belts, I got a belt. I'll put my belt up against you. Let's do the dance and let's get it on, and let's give the fans what they want. Good fights.
See,
that makes sense.
Though, Mark, you got to understand, though, that's the problem in boxing. The fans want the good fights. The problem is the promoters don't get along, haven't gotten along, never will get along, and we'll never see the fights that we want to see. We're always going to be fed crap upon crap upon crap. Once in a blue moon, we're going to get that fight that everybody's going to watch. But then it'll go back to, say, Caleb Plant versus Tyson Duran or something like that. We're not going to see. You're not going to see, Canelo versus Charlo. You're not going to see Spence versus Crawford. You're not going to see, you know, as much as they flap. You're never gonna see it. You're never going to see it until someone bends over backwards so hard that the lube is going to hurt so much that they have to say yes. Sorry, but it's true.
Wow.
Yeah, he went there. Mm-hmm.
The hairs on my back already stuff on that.
I just laughed, crazy. That's all, man. That was hilarious. You know what I mean?
Again, I apologize to the listeners and to the watchers out there, but it is true. When it comes to boxing, unless you're lubed up really nice, you're not getting the payday.
I'm tired of them barebacking the fans.
Did you really have to do that? Okay, yeah.
Hey, this is a family show.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Embrace the family.
The views and opinions of Max 611 and the mad scientist.
Uncle Mac got a dirty.
Hence the reasons why I sent the kids to bed.
Oh, I'm sorry. They didn't hear that, did they?
No, they're already in bed. I said hence the reason why I sent the kids to bed.
Exactly.
Uncle Mac apologizes sincerely.
Yeah.
No, if anybody needs to apologize, it's to myself back in 2004, 2005, and I got a good reason why I bring that up.
Now, I wanna switch lanes for a brief second. Since we have the mad scientist on, I want to hear because we just had the Kentucky Derby not too long ago, and what was that horse that won? Rich Strike won 84-1 odds.
Yes.
I didn't watch the Kentucky Derby. I know Max 611 ain't watch it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really into horse racing like that, but I understand that you have an interesting tale about the Kentucky Derby. So yes.
I'm going to allow me to introduce myself to the world. Back in 2004, Smarty Jones, 2004, it was the Preakness Stakes. I bet, I only bet during like the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, the Belmont, and the Breeders' Cup.
Okay.
So in 2004, I won the triple, which is the top 3 horses, and my wife won the superfecta.
Damn.
Now,
can I hold something?
All the horses that came in were all the favorites. The payouts weren't great, but hey. We still got. I went to the local OTB when the OTB was a thing, and I got, I got my payouts and everything like that, and we were like, hey, okay, cool. So fast forward to the Belmont in 2004. Now I'm going out. We went out to the Meadowlands. We decided to make a day of it. Myself, my wife, and friends of mine and their wives or girlfriends at the time. And it's the Belmont Stakes, and we're watching the race, and my ticket died a quicker death than you could say boo. But then after the race was over, my wife was just silent and was just staring at her ticket, and we're looking at her like, you okay? She goes, I think I won. Wait, you won the superfecta? She goes, yeah. So I looked at the ticket, I looked at the results, and I went, oh my God. She won the superfecta. So now we have to wait for the payout to come out.
Okay.
$6,000 payout.
So I can hold something.
For a $1 superfecta ticket. So of course we get the money. We get the money. They actually give it to you in cash.
Okay.
They kept putting it in our hands. Yes, Mark. And we're like, okay. So as we were leaving, the woman goes, would you like a security guard to walk out with you? And we went, yes.
Right.
So we walked out, and it was a very happy day in the Ficarelli household. Now comes the fun part. 2005 Kentucky Derby. We're at the Meadowlands once again, and they have this big spread in their big room and everything like that. Buffet up the wazoo.
Right.
having a great time. Kentucky Derby comes around, and we're all sitting there. We're all placing our bets and everything like that. I still had a few dollars in my pocket because I was getting hammered all day, losing left and right. So I put we put our tickets in, and as we're sitting there, my wife goes like this: someone should really do this. Someone should bet the favorite and the 3 underdogs. So we all stopped and we looked at her and we went, okay, so what do you have written down? She goes, well, I got Giacomo because her sister had just had their first kid and they were choosing between Giacomo and Jesus, I just drew a blank on the other name. Well, Giacomo was one of the names.
Okay.
The second horse she wrote down was Closing Argument. Now, I work for a law firm, as it's my day job. So, Closing Argument works well. The third horse she wrote down was Afleet Alex because Alex is her brother's name, and Afleet Alex just happened to be the favorite. And the fourth horse she wrote down was Don't Get Mad because Lord knows when your wife gets mad, not a good thing to happen. So I said, look, I have a few extra dollars. I can go in. I can play. She goes, it'll never happen, and all that stuff. So race comes. We're watching, and I'm watching the horses, and I'm like, I'm not liking what I'm seeing. Watching. And as they come down the stretch and stuff like that, I hear Giacomo. I hear Closing Argument. I hear Afleet Alex, but I don't hear the fourth horse yet. Race is over. I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, my God. The results come up. Giacomo, Closing Argument, Afleet Alex, Don't Get Mad.
Wow.
The superfecta payout for that year, $1 if you bet, which is a $12 ticket, $870,000. The ticket that was never played.
Oh.
And since then, we haven't hit the side of a barn.
Wow.
I got a cousin. Hold on. I got to add on to that story. I got a cousin. My mom gave this person, this moron, this idiot fool, $20. Told him, do whatever you want with the 20.
Right.
Play this number. Play it this way.
Mm-hmm.
The moron played other numbers and did whatever with the $20, and the number came out.
Damn,
and
Mark.
it was a nice chunk.
Damn, Matt.
When I saw that person, they're like, "Hey," I'm like, "Shut up, you stupid."
So
she should have just gave that to me, and I would have did what she wanted.
So wait a minute. Let me get back to Nick for a second. So y'all was going about with these names, these horses or whatnot, and your wife was like, "Nah, it'll never happen." So y'all never went to make that bet.
No, we never.
It would have been $1, right?
It would have been a $12 bet. She's actually standing right behind me, shaking her head right now.
Oh no!
What do you call it? Because
put her on blast. You were in trouble.
It would have been a $12 bet because when you do what's called a $1 superfecta box, the four horses that you pick, if those 4 horses come in, no matter what the order is, you will get the amount that for that $1 for that $1 bet.
Wow.
I need to talk.
And that $1 bet, when the prizes came up, when the results were official,
right?
Everybody, there was like a collective groan when they saw how much it was. There was no collective groan by me or anybody else. I just sat there in stunned silence.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting there and I'm looking at her paper and I'm looking at the numbers that she wrote down. And I'm saying to myself, you fool. You should have just went and made the bet.
Word.
And I was, and we going home that day, I just didn't want to, I still think about it, every time the Kentucky Derby comes around, I still think about it to this
Of
day.
course.
Now
Of course.
you're talking 17 years later, and
Don't
it's
matter.
so fresh in my mind that what could have been that bet.
870,000 was big back then, bro.
Exactly.
Well,
big
the funny thing was someone that day actually hit the triple. The triple for a $1 trifecta box pick. Again, you pick 3 horses. If those 3 horses come in, doesn't matter what, how they come in, as long as all 3 come in. A $1 trifecta box was over $150,000.
Wow.
Now, just to clarify one thing, that's pre-tax. They do take taxes out. They do take taxes out at the racetrack. They take out the taxes at the racetrack. Now, if we would have won the superfecta, if we would have made that bet after taxes, it probably would have been $400,000-500K.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Now, how the hell do you expect me?
Nice.
Now, thinking about it now, how am I walking out with a suitcase with that much money and not feel like I'm going to get mugged in the parking lot?
Exactly.
It's not like they put you up on a screen.
Well, they
but
put you up on screen, but
people are watching.
People watch because you see the movies where they take you into the private. If it's a big bet, they take you into this special room, and that's where they're going to pay you out and something like that. If I were to disappear, or if my wife were to disappear for, say, 10, 15 minutes while they verify the ticket and they start doing that, the suspicion would have been raised at that time. But unfortunately, there was no suspicion. That bet was never made, and it still, to this day,
It's always good to have a couple of goons in your pocket.
Yeah, Shaq even said that the other night.
Hell yeah.
But we'll talk about that later when we talk about basketball.
All right.
But there's my story. That's why when Rich Strike came in at 84-1,
Right.
the first thing that came to my mind was, okay, what are the payouts? The payouts were not as great as 2005 because the second and third place horse were the favorite and the very close second favorite. The fourth place horse came in at 35-1. So you knew the superfecta was going to pay something, but it wasn't going to pay what it did back in 2005 because, and I still remember the odds. This is how scary this is. Giacomo was 50-1. Closing argument was 71-1. A Fleet Alex was 4-1. Don't Get Mad was 59-1.
I'm making faces because I'm watching the game.
You're not missing nothing, brother.
I thought you were making faces because you're like, you fool, you fool.
I'm not too bad on that because those things happen where you want to place a bet and you don't, and then they win, and then you just go.
Yeah. What can you do? It's too late to do anything at that point.
I'm still mad at my cousin for that number that the fool didn't play.
Hey, what are you gonna do? You can't really obsess over something. You can't cry over spilt milk. That's bottom line.
No, but it's in her. I said her. See, some of my other cousins gonna know who it is, but it's in a litany of L's that they have collected over their life.
That's what I'm saying, though. Since the 2005 Kentucky Derby, we have placed bets on many of a Triple Crown race and have taken so many L's that we stopped about 3 years ago because we just thought like the gods just like
Yeah.
shut the door on us and say,
Crazy.
don't
They was
ever
like-
bet again.
They
But
was
that's
like,
why
we
when-
gave you a chance to hit, and y'all didn't take the chance. So guess what? That's it. Y'all are done.
Crazy. Rich Strike wasn't even supposed to run, right?
So what happened is that Rich Strike did not qualify to run. However,
Late scratch.
Friday afternoon, D. Wayne Lucas, who's one of the greatest trainers in all of horse racing history, his horse, got pulled. So with about 5 minutes to spare, Rich Strike's people said, "Yes, we'll take it." And sure enough, he entered the race. You have to go onto YouTube and you have to look for NBC Sports, and they will show you the last leg of the race from the back turn to the stretch run.
Mhm.
When you see the position that Rich Strike was in and how he won the race, all I can tell you is my jaw dropped.
I hear that.
Because what ended up happening was he was in about 14th position. And as they came up the backstretch, it was like the Red Sea parted and you saw him shoot like a lightning bolt. One of the horses that was in front that was fading badly, Messier, got in his way, and the jockey did like some really quick thinking, shifted him one way, then shifted him back. He had the whole inside wide open. The two favorites that were fighting didn't even see him coming. And the call by the guy who, when he said, "And Rich Strike, oh my goodness." It was one of the best calls I've ever seen. And the look on the faces of the two favorites, owners and trainers, at first it was like sheer shock, but one of the guys had a smile on his face and just looked at his friend and went, "Wow, that's horse racing." And after all that's happened with Bob Baffert and that mess last year and other trainers getting in trouble for everything under the sun, this was a breath of fresh air for the sport of horse racing. Now, I will guarantee when the Preakness comes around next week, Rich Strike will not be the favorite.
No.
And he's going to win the Preakness.
You think so?
He's going to go to Belmont. He's going to go to Belmont, where he's finally going to be the favorite. Now, Rich Strike is a closer. The Belmont is the horse race that makes or breaks any horse because it's a mile and a half. And there's a reason why they call the track the Big Sandy. It's not dirt, it's sand. And if you think running in sand is easy, I got a bridge in Brooklyn that I want to sell every single one.
Running in sand is not easy.
Nope.
At all.
I will tell you this much. If Rich Strike wins the Preakness, this will probably be a race where you're going to have 110,000 people in the stands because it's going to be for a Triple Crown. And I really want to see who gets thrown out there against him.
All I know is
the possibilities right now are now endless. Now, just as a disclaimer, I'm not a handicapper. Never said I was. I just told you my story, or else. But it's stories like these that galvanizes the horse racing industry and the casual fan to horse racing. Because now, when Rich Strike goes to Maryland and Pimlico to run in the Preakness, I would not be surprised if you get 60 to 70,000 fans in the stands to watch that race, and how many fans that they can throw in the infield. Because they're going to want to see, is this horse for real?
Right.
Or was this like the biggest fluke, known to man?
Exactly.
So I could have told you Sunday, the day after the Kentucky Derby, I would have had no interest watching the Preakness, say if that one of the two favorites, came in, because I'll see you at Belmont, plain and simple.
Right.
With Rich Strike winning, my face is going to be glued to that TV.
I'm staying at home.
I am going to go to Freehold.
Staying at home. I'm home for Belmont.
I am going to Freehold Raceway, and I am going to play a goddamn ticket.
I'm staying at home because Belmont is about 10 minutes away from me. So
right.
Traffic will be crazy.
Have you ever been to Belmont when it's the Belmont Stakes and there's a Triple Crown at stake?
No.
But
and it's crazy. One of my uncles lives. He can walk to Belmont, and he can walk to where the Islanders play. So he gets pissed because people are parking their cars in his driveway.
Okay, so 2002.
What?
In 2002.
Let me say this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What? His the cost of the if he sold his house, it went up because of the building the stadium for the Islanders there.
Right.
Yep. UBS Arena. So let me tell. What do you call it? 2002 Belmont Stakes. War Emblem was the winner of this Kentucky in the Preakness. He was going for the Triple Crown. So me, my fiance, my wife, who was my fiance at the time, and a bunch of friends got together, and we were like, we're going to go to Belmont. We want to see what it's like. Let me tell you something. I've never witnessed anything like what I saw that day. Literally 100,000 people.
Damn.
At Belmont Park to witness what they thought was going to be a history-making day in War Emblem with War Emblem. It didn't happen, unfortunately. War Emblem crapped out. Couldn't handle a mile and a half. But the atmosphere that day was just plain insane. The roar, you could hear the roar of the crowd when they did the parade of horses and they announced War Emblem as he was coming out. I swear, I almost felt like I was at a rock concert.
Dang.
And will I ever witness something like that again? I don't know. But I will tell you this: my parting words to the fans of this great show. If you ever have a hunch on making a bet or taking a shot, please
take it.
Don't do what I did.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do what I did and stare at that paper and going, what if?
Yeah. Make the bet.
Make the bet. Take your shot. Do what you got to do. And it's on that note that I must shoot away.
Peace, brother.
And say thank you once again to you guys for having me on and allowing me to tell my story of woe when it comes to this stuff. And I will see you on the next one.
For sure.
Thank you.
So, with the departure of the mad scientist brings another person, Snowman. What's going on, man? Your mic is live. How you doing tonight?
Pretty tired, but pretty good. How are you guys?
Okay, we're hanging.
Where you
from? Let me see. Surgery, kicking cancer in the ass.
Come on,
getting my strength back.
That was a small thing. You got this. You had it.
I have it, but I'm working on getting my strength back.
Right.
I feel you.
Right.
Trust
We
me on
glad
that
we
one.
glad you made it through.
Hell
And,
yeah.
brother,
I'm
just
so happy.
tell everybody who you are, because that's what we do. Go ahead, plug away, plug.
Uh, I'm Brian. I'm the snowman in a lot of circles. I'm the host of Snowman in the Morning, although I will not go back to full-time hosting duties upon the advice of my surgeon and the advice of my wife until I get all of my strength back. But I have two very capable men, Cole Johnson and Will Otero, that have been in the chair for me. I'll appear on the show in pockets, but I have since surrendered happily the executive producer duties to Cole, and he is putting his footprint on the show. And while I'm getting my strength back, while I'm getting nursed back to health by not only my wife, but my daughter and my son. And in many cases, my little dog, Lucy, and my in-laws' dog, Buddy.
Okay.
So, yeah, Lucy was like the first dog that got attached to me and me to her when I met her 4 years ago when I met Jody. But yeah, I'm also a veteran of 25 plus years of doing play-by-play. And I'm working on a big Division I contract right now.
Okay. All right.
There you go. Snowman in the Morning.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
So now, what did you think that you called in for particular reasons? There's something that you must want to get off your chest here on In the Paint. So let's have it, brother.
Well, one, I'm happy to be back with you guys. It's been entirely too long. And two, I hate to see Ja Morant unavailable for the remainder of the playoffs.
Same here.
Because I was looking forward to that series going the distance and seeing a possible preview, and I'll go ahead and say it, of next year's Western Conference Final.
Okay. Now you said a possible preview. Who would they go against in your view? Would it be against Golden State again? Or?
It would be against Golden State.
Okay.
Because if you think about it now, Golden State and their experience is starting to show itself, especially now in the postseason.
Okay.
Yep. And Golden State leads the series 3-1 over Memphis.
Right now, exactly. And it's a shame because like you, Snowman, I wanted to see, a little bit more length in this series. I mean, at this point, even though Memphis is a pretty damn good team.
Oh, they're fabulous. They're young and they're lengthy and they're athletic. They're just inexperienced.
Right.
Memphis is going through what Golden State went through in 2013 and 14.
Yeah, well, they're young. They're, Ja Morant's third year. This is third year, right?
Yes.
Third year. I know people who have said he's top 5, and that's a fair argument.
He's getting there. He's getting
close.
there.
I wouldn't anoint him just yet, but the talent is there, and
for sure.
The talent is there, and the most important thing, the nerve is getting there.
Yeah, he's a ball of energy. He needs to work on his 3-point shot. That's
he needs a jump. And it's not consistent. I've always said this. It's not, but I've always said this. A major thing for Ja Morant for me would be a consistent jump shot.
Yeah.
It would be a consistent. He's got the float game. He's got the mid-range, but a consistent jump shot, and I'm talking 18 to 20 feet and beyond, would put him over the top. And it's got to be consistent. We're talking about in terms of numbers, 45% from the field or better, like some of the great shooters in the past. And I start with Larry Bird and Reggie Miller. And in this day and age, of course, Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. But what's done it for Golden State, as you saw last night, their defense rode to the rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they got down 12, their defense rode to the rescue and their experience rode to the rescue, because other teams competing in the Western Conference would have folded the tent and said, okay, we're too even. Let's go back home and get game 5. Nope, not even a Steve Kerr less, and I hope Steve Kerr gets well real soon. Golden State team, they've been there, they've done that. That's it. They've just been there and they've done that.
For sure. There's no doubt about it, So again, it's a shame that the injury, is gonna more than likely take him out of what's left of the rest of this playoff series. You understand? It's a shame. You know what I'm saying?
And whoever faces Gold, and I hate to say this about either the Phoenix Suns or the Dallas Mavericks, but whoever wins that series and goes up against Golden State will get obliterated, because the Warriors have found their stroke from the field and they found their defense. And the scariest thing you can face is a defensive-minded Golden State team that can hang 142 points on you in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, that's factual right there. Mm-hmm.
And people tell me all the time, I don't watch enough basketball. Man, please, I've forgotten more than some of these fools can tell me. Listen, I kid with you guys a lot. I kid with you guys a lot, but I love your show. One thing I love about you guys is that you guys bring it. That's what I love about some of the shows that I pay attention to and that I panelize, and y'all bring it, and I love that. I love being in the paint with you guys. And like I said, I kid with you guys a lot, but when it's time to break it down, we break it down.
We break it down. Make no mistake, brother. It's always a pleasure for us to have you on. You know what I'm saying? On In the Paint. You know what I'm saying? You have our support 125%. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
That goes without saying. So.
And
I go ahead.
Go ahead, Brian. My bad.
I just love you guys as friends, as colleagues.
We love you.
We love you as well. We love you as much.
I'm sending you a big hug.
I appreciate it. I got one from.
I have a hug too?
I got one from my father-in-law this weekend, and I got one from my son.
Nice.
My son Dakota. I got to share this story. My son Dakota came to see me this weekend, and I was in bed sleeping, and somehow, for like the third time ever, he's frightened the daylights out of me because I was out.
Oh wow.
Okay, and he just creeps up on me, and the next thing I see is this 6-foot kid with shaggy hair and a hat on. And then I visited with him. He visited with me, but I love that kid. I love my daughter Sonia, my daughter Cheyenne, my daughter Sam. And Sam came to see me the last time I was in the hospital. Dude, I got backups on top of backups on top of backups. And that's because before I met Jody, she was a foster parent.
Oh, okay.
And I just took on the kid. So I am a very proud papa.
I feel you. Nothing wrong with that. That's a beautiful thing.
I am a very, very proud papa. I tell you, the first time I met Dakota, he brought his dog, Ferguson, who was a Rhodesian Ridgeback. And Dakota was scared that the dog, Jody was scared about what the dog might do because it's my first time meeting him. I stood up in fright and opened my arms. You know what you know what Ferguson did? He stood up on his hind legs. I waddled to him, he waddled to me, and he hugged me.
And that was it.
And that was that.
Yeah.
And that was that was that.
It's awesome. You know?
Oh man, these are such beautiful creatures that I know. My dog, my parents' dog, my in-laws' dog rather, and my son's dog. And I tell you what, when I was in the hospital, and I had the night I had my surgery was the night of the national championship, and I knew I wouldn't be able to see. I knew April 4th.
No, who were you rooting for in the national championship?
My heart said North Carolina. My brain said Kansas.
What's wrong?
So I was kind of split.
I can't stand Kansas. I'm a North Carolina guy. You know that already. You should know that.
Oh, I know. Like I said, my heart said North Carolina. My brain said Kansas. I never had time to give my pick because everything happened so fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the next thing I knew, we were going through the tournament. My wife was watching some of the games with me. Mm-hmm. And before I could make my pick that day, I was getting prepped for surgery.
Right.
And all I remember is they slapped me with some oxygen. Well, I got prepped for it. I had my gown. They slapped me with some oxygen, and they slapped me with that anesthesia. And that was at 11:40 Eastern time. And the next thing I knew, it was 6:15.
Yeah.
In the evening. I was done for.
Exactly. At that point, he ain't thinking about no goddamn game after that.
I didn't think about a thing. Okay? I just thought about my surgeon and their team and my family and my in-laws.
Exactly. That was it.
And that it was 6:15. I saw my mother-in-law, I saw my father-in-law, I saw my wife, I saw my daughter Sonia, and I said, okay, all is okay with the world. I'm going back to sleep.
There you go. Time to get re-energized after all that. You know what I'm saying?
I went back to sleep so fast.
I'm sure, bro. I'm sure.
I went back to sleep and my wife said, "Do you have a pick for the national championship?" I said, "No." She said, and she gave me a kiss. She said, "All right, go back to sleep." Because you're not gonna move.
even your wife knew.
My wife got the picture, okay, and she's not a big a sports nerd as I, but my wife got the picture. Because as soon as I saw everybody, and being the patriarch I am, as soon as I saw everybody and saw, it was okay and I was okay, I went back to sleep.
That's it.
I was done. Done.
I think anybody in that situation would have had the same reaction. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
The same exact reaction.
And the best part is all the messages that came in, including from you guys and from my co-hosts and from all my friends on social media that have been cheering me on. I've had a couple setbacks since then that landed me back in the hospital, but it wasn't as long of a stay.
Okay.
And I've had to learn. Yeah. I've had to learn with my meds. I've had to learn and taking my fiber because I no longer have a pancreas. Matter of fact, 3 organs are gone. My pancreas, my left kidney, and my gallbladder, and my spleen, 4 organs. They're all gone. So the last month and a half have been an adjustment in terms of me eating because sometimes I don't want to eat. And this is where my wife gets on me. And thank God for Jody. She's like, you have to eat. So today I did. Mm-hmm. I got some exercise in as my dog got free.
Okay.
So I had to go downstairs, and y'all know I hate stairs, but in this case, the stairs were necessary.
Right.
My wife said to me tonight, she says, I know you haven't been exercising because you can't stand straight. I said, baby, I offer no argument. And anybody, and I encourage the men especially, get checked.
Exactly.
Get checked.
Exactly.
Because it took, you guys know the story, it took blood clots in both my lungs for them to find this tumor.
Mm.
And when I had blood clots in both my lungs, and we were in North Carolina at the time, were it not for Sonia, my daughter, and my wife, Old Snowman wouldn't be here. Period.
Right.
Wow.
Because Sonia took the phone and explained to 911 what's going on. My wife was by my side, you know, getting me back conscious again and comforting me. And my dog was my dog Lucy was licking the heck out of my forehead, because when I fell in the kitchen, I was out.
Damn.
I was out. And this was last June. A month later, they identified this as the tumor that I had as cancer. And I got to tell this story. Gentlemen, when you get checked for cancer, get a second opinion.
Yeah.
Please get a second opinion, because you would think the folks at Duke Hospital, Duke Cancer Center, supposedly, and I say supposedly with an evil eye, the most foremost cancer center in the world, you know, would think this tumor is operable. You know what they did? They gave me oral chemo, and it backfired. It backfired.
What?
It backfired. It made it didn't, the tumor didn't grow as much, but my brain was out. My emotions were out. I was more exhausted than I am now. You know, and I couldn't keep control on what I was doing. And we were living in Raleigh at the time. And I'll tell you what, man, my wife said, F this, we're going back to Indiana for a second opinion. And I got to shout out the folks at Indiana University Hospital, Dr. Raghunath for the Franciscan Care here in Columbus, and Dr. Attila Nakib at IU Indianapolis. Because Dr. Nakib looked me in the eye and said, we'll take care of you.
Wow.
In other words, and I'm seriously paraphrasing, he said, let's go get this motherfucker.
Indeed, brother.
Right.
And they went and got it.
And again, praise be. I'll just say that.
Praise be.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Word.
And in June next month, I'm going to celebrate my wife's 50th birthday. And by my birthday, I'll be at full strength, and we're going to celebrate my 50th birthday.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Number 50. I won't keep y'all much longer, but I just wanted to tell the story
welcome
what's
to the
going
club.
on.
No, it's all
Hey,
good. We always love it.
I'm happy to be here.
And
I got work to do to get my strength back, but
no doubt,
I'm going to get it.
And you will, because I want to thank you again, you know, for sharing the story, and also just to serve as a reminder for men get checked out.
Please.
You know what? Not just men. Everybody.
Well, men especially.
But men, yeah, especially men our age and in our 40s and 50s.
Exactly.
I mean, cancer took my dad, and in September it took my mom. After I got diagnosed, and my wife told me she thought I was giving up, I looked her in the eye. I said, "It ain't taking my ass."
Right.
Man.
And that's the.
I got too much to do. We got too much to do.
That's the right attitude to have.
We got too much to do.
You damn straight.
And besides, I got a contract coming with. I'll go ahead and reveal it. UNC Greensboro is working on making me one of their top voices.
Okay. Well deserved. Exactly. Well deserved. So,
yeah, man. It started with baseball in February.
Yep.
And I'm just elated.
Indeed.
I'm elated and I'm excited.
Indeed, brother.
To to just be here. Who's this that just checked in? Let me say hi to him.
That's my man, David Sanford. He's here. David, your mic is live. Thanks for joining us tonight.
How you doing, brothers?
David Sanford, what is up?
It's Snowman.
Hey, how you doing, brother? I just caught the tail end, but it sounds like you're on the road to recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the road, it's a road to hoe, as they say in North Carolina, but I'm gonna tread this thing, and I'm gonna make it happen.
That's right.
There you go.
God bless you, brother.
That's the right attitude to have. The right attitude to have.
Good to hear your voice.
Hey, take it from somebody who has gone through the gamut of emotions in the past month. Because I will tell you, one night I laid on my wife's shoulder and I cried because I cried. You know, my wife said to me, bless her heart, she said, "When did you have your surgery?" I said, April 4th. She said, "What day is it today?" I said, May 8th. That's when she grabbed my face and said, "You're just getting started on this road."
Yeah. Facts.
I'm like, what? Listen, any man who has gone through cancer, if you have a support system around you, lean on him.
Lean on it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why I lean on you. That's why I kept leaning on you guys early in the year when I moved back up here.
Right.
Well, y'all know I invaded your show like January and February when I was going through mess.
Right.
And my wife was trying to stay calm. She found a job up here. Bless her for that.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we see here? I see Giants. I see Jets. Do I see Islanders? Yeah. Rangers.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Oh.
I'm glad we don't see the full Devils thing because
Yeah, and actually the way the screen is, it cuts off the Yankees are the first one on there.
Good.
I didn't design the layout, but as long as my Mets are prominently displayed there.
Hey, reminders of 1986, okay?
Yeah. Hey, I'll take it.
It's early in the year, but reminders of 1986.
Exactly.
Baseball is peaks and valleys. Hopefully the Mets and the Yankees stay peaking and don't have too many valleys.
That's right. That's right. It's good for New York.
Yeah,
really
it is. It is. Just wish they could have renamed Citi Field Shea Stadium, but we got Citi Field. So everything's cool there.
That Shea Stadium.
Sorry.
We got the Shea Bridge, and that's about it. But yeah, Shea is where all my memories are.
Exactly.
So.
You got that right.
Is Howie Rose still the radio voice of the Mets?
Yes, he actually was out at the end of last season.
I thought so.
Medical issues, but he came back this year. So he's back.
I love Howie Rose. He's one of my favorite radio voices to listen to.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm a baseball rat. And what I do is I subscribe to MLB Audio so I can just learn from the guys that are in the majors, and Howie Rose is one of them. I love Howie Rose.
It's funny that you say you're a baseball rat because earlier in the game there was a rat running across the outfield in Nationals Park. So it's just funny that you would mention that.
That East Coast baseball. Yep. What can you? That East Coast baseball.
That's it.
They used to keep some of these underneath Shea Stadium just for that purpose.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yes, they did.
Yep. So
nice. Why don't I got a question. Why don't the Nets pack up and go back to New Jersey?
Because our won't know where to find them.
Okay, you know what?
Oh my! Wow, shots fired, ladies and gentlemen.
I got a shot to take. Don't be mad at me, but I got a shot to take.
Here we go.
You know the Nets is deep in the luxury tax. And
that's why they shouldn't have.
They can't afford to keep certain role players because You paying.
Okay.
You about
I'll
to
take a
give
shot at
Kyrie
my
a
own.
max. You about to give Kyrie a max deal, and you about to get
Why?
he has a max deal.
Exactly.
Joe Harris is getting paid $84 million.
Why are you giving
Steph
Kyrie
Curry
a
is
max
getting
deal?
paid.
Exactly.
He's a star.
See,
So.
No,
But-
he's not.
He's a
This is where I go. This is where I go
name,
backwards.
that's
No, he's
Hold on.
not.
No.
Hold on.
Let me
hold
finish.
on, Mac.
Okay.
Hold on,
Okay.
guys. Let me just talk. Listen, we got Bishop on the line. His mic is live as well. So thanks for Bishop. for
Yeah, what's
joining
up,
us.
Bishop?
Let me say this, Bishop. He's a
What's
star.
up, Bishop?
What's going on?
What's up? He's a star player.
Since when?
Personally, he's not my favorite player. He's very flawed, but he's a star player. They can't afford to keep your center Nick Claxton because they got.
Listen, you're talking to a cancer survivor. Don't ever tell me that lie again.
It's not a lie.
Like I said,
he's a star.
I haven't picked on y'all in a while, and my strength comes and goes. So I'm having fun. I'm having fun with this.
Yeah.
I'm having fun with it.
Wait till I see what I say to you on Twitter and Facebook, buddy.
Oh, I already know that's coming. I already know that's coming.
But no,
I'm not.
you gotta admit he's a star player, but he's a flawed player. And that's
yeah. I'll give you both of those.
Okay.
I'll give you both of those.
I'm still not worried about it, even though I'm not a Kyrie fan like that.
And you're
but I'm
going
not
into
worried about it.
triple luxury tax, huh?
I'm not worried about it. We could afford it. I ain't worried about it.
You should be.
I'm not worried about it. That's all right.
Why?
I'm just not worried about it.
In terms of attendance, how much does Barclays Center hold? Is it 19 or 18?
I think it's right under 19.
19? Okay.
It's odd because all I can say is odd.
You are foul, son. You are foul. You are foul. You are foul.
Dirty
Dirty Jones.
Hey, it's a Snowman and Mac collab.
Oh, man, they coming for you. Yeah, Barclays is an odd setup because of the layout of the area. So they Atlantic and Flatbush. There used to be a through street that went right through there, and then they closed that off, and they tried to build this arena in that limited space, and that's why the bottom bowl is larger, and then the when you go upper, it's steeper, and it's very narrow in the corridor. Is
it me or is it like? Is it me or is it dark all the way around in Barclays Center, or is that just the lighting? Is that just the lighting?
Well, that's
no,
because there's nothing going on there now.
Wow!
Because
Snowman, lovely.
Pow! I love it.
Ooh. Somebody better put their bulletproof vest on.
No, I ask about the lighting because I see a lot of arenas going to that stage setup, and I just wondered about it.
Yeah,
well, you know what? The sight lines are bad, especially I know when Deron Williams was there, he complained about it. And like David said, it is narrow, and I think they built it in regards. I think they went too much in favor of it being a concert space as well as a basketball arena.
Right.
That's what I thought.
Exactly, Mac. Exactly, because that one end is set up for a stage, and so that's why it never worked for hockey. It was. I went to a couple of Islanders games there, and it was awful for it because if you're sitting on one end, you can't see the goal.
Right.
It's just like how sometimes in the ballparks, if you're sitting in certain parts of the upper deck and you can't see the outfield wall. That's the way it was set up. So it was like it's not good. It's not good. They really didn't do a good job with that in comparison to going to the Garden. And I haven't tried out the new Belmont Arena yet. I drive past it all the time. But that looks like a nice venue.
We need to go to a game.
Barclays. Yeah, we really do. I mean,
but we can't now because it's.
Yeah, but I mean, next year we'll look at it. But yeah,
I kind of knew Barclays Center wouldn't be good for a hockey game just because of the setup. I don't know all the intricate details of Barclays Center.
Snowman, it wasn't built for hockey. It was initially built for basketball and for concerts.
Right.
And then later on, the Islanders needed to get out of the stadium in Hempstead.
Yeah. That was right.
And
so are
Uniondale.
Are the Isles back in Long Island?
Yes, they're in.
Well, yeah, they're in
it is. It's Elmont. It's right next to Belmont Park. It's literally right in the parking lot of Belmont Park. So, so if you go a few blocks, you're in Queens. So it's Queens Village, and then you cross the border, and you're in Elmont. So it's right there.
In fact, Brooklyn is Long Island, though.
Well, yeah, Brooklyn is Long Island. So technically, they never left Long Island.
Hello?
But
hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh,
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, apparently
we got you.
Apparently, the Barclays Center wasn't built for basketball either.
Wow!
Oh,
wow. The shots keep coming.
Told you. Get your bulletproof vest on.
Wow!
Hold on, Bishop, you sound a little muted.
He should.
That's foul.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Low. Still sound like you're talking like underwater.
Yeah. Well, who knows where Bishop is? I haven't seen Bishop in over a year.
Yeah, talk, Bishop.
Nah, I said apparently the Barclays Center wasn't made for basketball either.
All right, we heard that joke.
We
heard that joke. Okay.
Still sound like you underwater.
Yeah, you do. You in a submarine?
All right, let me change my connection.
Yeah, get some real equipment. All right.
And and to think I'm on my phone. I got to get my equipment set back up. Let me step out. Let me step out of the way because I'm starting to fall asleep here, and it's about time for me to check out for the night.
Hey, Snowman, is your number still the same?
It is.
Okay. Good.
All right, I'm gonna hit you.
Good.
Okay.
And thanks for joining us, brother. Appreciate you.
Oh, thank you guys for having me.
All right,
thank you guys for having me. Much love to you all.
Thank you.
All right, bro. Peace out.
All right, now.
Yeah, that was Snowman.
Exactly.
Yeah, the Nets need to go back to Jersey, but
y'all some hating. Let me tell you something.
Well, that's where Kyrie is from.
Yeah,
he can go. I don't care. He can go back there. I don't give a damn about Kyrie. I'm not a Kyrie
can go
fan.
back to Jersey, but keep the Nets.
Matter of fact, he can go to hell for all I care. I don't care.
Wow.
Jersey. Wow. Okay. And as for that other sucker called the Bishop, like the fire different. You're just mad because your team. They never even smelled the playoffs. So I understand the hate. I get it. You know, that's just jealousy. I understand. Don't get mad. Y'all be there next year, maybe.
Yeah.
You know,
we smelled the Nets and it stunk.
Listen. We were there.
Yeah.
We were there. Bottom line is we were there.
Playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to the playoffs. All right. So we talked about. Didn't we just talk about this a little bit with the Golden State Warriors 3-1 lead over the Memphis Grizzlies?
I didn't get to say much about them. And
well, you kept
3-1.
You kept your mouth closed, so but we're gonna give you the mic right now. Do your thing. Go ahead.
Jesus.
Wow.
Lord.
Well, you attacked my team. You attacked my team.
Matt got to fight for time on his own show.
Not all of us.
All of you. Now I got a chip on my shoulder, so that's what it is. You're gonna deal with
that.
Are
you gonna kill me?
Not a championship though.
But you know what? Golden State is just a better team than Memphis. Ja Morant is doing his thing, but again, like I had said earlier, he needs to work on his three. But other than that, he's a ball of energy. He's their leader. He's their best player. Steph Curry, Clay is automatic, and they got other people playing as well. And like Snowman said, they clamped down on the defensive end. I know a lot of people look at Golden State and all they see is threes. The team is much more than just threes.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're one of the better, and have been through their run one of the better defensive teams in the NBA, and also they do more than just shoot three.
Yes, they do.
Could I just add? I just read not too long ago that Morant is likely done for the playoffs. They're saying
he has a knee bruise.
Yeah, so I guess it's Golden State on to the next round.
Can I ask y'all? Do y'all think that was a dirty play on Poole's part?
Not even close.
Or was it just a bang bang basketball play?
I think he heard it when he planted. He was doing like a half split, and I actually saw his knee kind of buckle before Poole even hit him.
Right. And the play before, there was a play before where he tweaked himself.
Okay.
Right.
But dirty play, not even close.
No,
I would call that experience on Golden State's part. I'll say that much. I mean, I know at the end of the day it's still basketball, but you can't talk stuff up to experience.
Bishop, you driving?
You driving?
That's not Bishop.
That's Bishop.
Hold on.
Yeah, give me a second, fellas.
Okay.
Mute your mic. Thank you.
Yeah, I just did that for him.
I'm
man.
sure you did.
Yeah, exactly.
Luckily, he didn't beat his ass.
Yeah.
You've been wanting to do that for a long time.
You got that right. Won't be the last time I mute him. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, it's a shame. What is my thing is this? Memphis has if it's my understanding, Memphis has a very good record without Ja being in the games.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. You understand? So I go back to saying they have a very good team, a young team, fearless team. It's just a shame that the experience of Golden State, the playoff experience, should I say, is just showing what it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a shame though, because this is what I look at. I think this is going to be, if they can keep that core together, this could be the maturation of this team, as this is their first taste of it, and they're going against a former champion, and so I think this could be something they can learn from. I mean, all the teams, if you go back to the 80s, and when Jordan came into the league and having to go through and having to get through, you're right. And the Pistons had to go through Boston, and they finally beat them, and then when Chicago had to go through the Pistons. So this could be something like that, and I don't think any of those players that played on those teams, especially the Jordan Bulls, would regret any of that. I think that that's how they developed their championship medal. So not saying that they're the same, but there's always that changing of the guard. And so this could be that.
Yeah, and it also could not be that.
Right. Well, that's what I said. I didn't say it was, but I'm saying if nothing else, it gives them that playoff experience. Man.
Yeah, it gives them some experience, but one thing about Memphis is like, they were ragging on Minnesota about how they play stupid basketball. Yeah, Memphis ain't far behind.
Yeah, but Bishop, let me just say this, and I'll let you continue. It may not be about Memphis; it may be about Ja Morant.
Yeah,
and Morant's maturation. Memphis may not be bringing a Memphis team along with him. He may be somewhere else, but this is where he's developing himself. Right. Ja Morant is unquestionably a young star in this league. And I think if he can stay healthy, these are the lessons that he learned. I mean, Jordan, they beat him up until he learned how to, play and overcome that. So these may be some things for him.
Right.
More so than the Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I was saying what I was saying is because you got Jaren Jackson there, and it's just like, this dude is like unfulfilled potential. Like he'll have a couple of good games, and then he'll like fumble out and foul out and just like disappear and not show up. So he's been playing a little bit decent, but I know they weren't going to beat Golden State. Golden State got way too many weapons. They got way too many weapons, and it's like, yeah, even if John Morant scored 40 and Jaren Jackson scores 20, nobody else is getting off like that. You know what I'm saying? You got Bane with them little short arms can't get a shot off. He can't get it. He can't get a shot off. And
Like
then,
this.
yeah, he can't get a shot off. He got like the most muscular, shortest arms ever. It's like, yo, and the rest of them dudes, it's like, who else they got? Like, nobody. They don't really have anybody like that. Because what's the name? He hot and cold. The one, the serial fouler.
Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks, he hot and cold. You know what I mean? Like, some games he there, some games it's like, yo, you just feast or famine with him sometime.
You call him this serial foul.
But like David said, they're young and
yeah, but in
hopefully
the
their
West,
their coach gets
You know what?
better and they get better and they work on their game.
yeah, I don't know about
You
that.
got guys in there third, second, and
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Josh too interested in scoring buckets, and in order for that team to get to the next level, that means somebody's gonna have to sacrifice their game, and it would probably be him, because he needs the others to step up, and it's
You know
like
what
he's
they
too
need?
interested in scoring.
You know what they need?
They need a big,
No.
It-
They need a savvy veteran
right,
who can still play and
Right.
who can lead them and guide them and show them the way to be a champion.
Right.
I think
Yeah,
if
it could-
I think
yeah.
if they stop doing gritties all over the damn court, they might be they might be able to do something.
Well, you see what they did with Iguodala when he was there, and it's just like, dude, like let that
But they
man
ain't
do
wanna
what he's
listen.
doing. Right, let him do what he's doing. Then it's like, yo, he's beyond, far beyond what you guys think he should be here. So it's like, and they were real disrespectful and loose with it, and it's just like, yo, if he not there, he not there. Like, relax. Like, you scoring on him is not, it's not changing your career. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
And they were going,
Iguodala done put in his work.
right, they were going hard at him. It's just like Dylan Brooks is like, yeah, I can't wait to play them. And this, yo, Andre Iguodala been in the league for how many years? He got 2 bad knees, a messed up neck, a bad shoulder, and you want to get at him? Really?
He's over 35.
Right, and you want to get at him? Really?
I gotta retract a previous comment on a previous show. Yes, I do. I'm going to put myself out there. I retract what I said about Andrew Wiggins. He is playing steady.
Been that way all season. Mac told you that.
Didn't I say I have to retract the statement?
Huh?
I have to retract. I backtrack.
Yeah, and you got back slapped.
That's that too. But I'm no Chris Rock.
Oh no, okay.
Man,
I'm no Chris Rock.
Man, this dude is like remember in New York City when we had all the dogs running around?
Yes.
He's like one of them. You can't cross his block.
So bite.
Basically.
What the hell?
He's like a junkyard dog. He ain't even brother was a retracting it.
Exactly.
We don't want it. We don't want it.
We don't want it.
We don't want it.
Apparently.
You never should have said it in the first place.
Basically, you said what you said. You said what you said.
Yeah, but I think he's more than that than what he is, though. That's what I'm saying. It's there.
Right,
it's there. I see it. I want it to come out, but it's like, give me more than what you giving me, bro.
So, Reg, you watched last night's game, right?
So
yes, I did.
So in other words, you should have kept your mouth shut. Then is that what you're trying to say?
I'm not going to say that.
You have to give him a tetanus shot after this.
I'm not saying I should have kept my mouth shut, but
I know.
It's like, yo, he's more than what he is, man. He's more than what he is. And once you get it in his head that he's more than what he is, that'll come out.
Bishop,
that's all
wherever
I'm
you
saying.
are Are they not bringing you your meals on time, or what's going on?
He took
Yeah.
mad chunks out of Reggie's leg.
Exactly.
No. Did you see the play where he bodied the big man from Memphis when he caught him on the dunk and threw him down? It's like, yo, that was kind of crazy. You expect that from Andrew Wiggins. I was like, you ain't expect that from...
he has a couple of bodies this season, bro.
Yeah.
He got Carl Anthony Towns something fierce.
Right, and think about this with Golden State. Wiseman didn't play much this year, if he did play at all.
Right.
Going to come back next year from injury. What, 6'10", 6'11", highly skilled big man. So I guess he's sitting back in the lab, rehabbing, and also just watching. And he's, they got Wiggins. Otto Porter came off last night.
Right.
He's been playing well off the bench.
Well, let's see what they do on the road. Let's see what they do back in Memphis. See what happens.
That's true.
I couldn't understand Wiseman. I was like, was that like a serious injury? Or was it just like an ACL tear or something? Something that he should have been back by now?
Let me check.
Well, you got to understand what the core of that team is. Hey, right now they don't need him. I mean, they need him, but they don't need him. I mean, look how far they got without him. You got to ride that out.
Yeah.
You got to ride that out. Let them start fresh next season. And just like with Zion. Same thing.
I was thinking that there's no pressure on him. Like, come back. Even if you come back, even if you just a defensive presence, there's really no pressure on you. Like, why wouldn't you not? I thought that the injury was like a surgery and then like a few months of rehab, and then you're good to go. It's like, yo, he been out since like the beginning of the season.
No, before the beginning of the season.
Right.
Bishop? Yeah. Hey,
I
like you said, it's no rush.
Yeah.
It's no rush.
For sure we'll be able to use him in this next series against the Suns.
We got to get there first, brother. We got to get there first.
Right.
You know, and there's
he has a knee injury. So
was it like an ACL, MCL, or something? It didn't seem like it was something that needed like a whole season and a half.
Oh, he tore the meniscus. The meniscus.
Yeah, that didn't seem like that. I mean, guys tear meniscus, have the surgery, and then come back.
Well, they got a lot of money. They got a lot of money invested in them too, bro.
Right. It depends on how big the tear was, and also everybody's body is different in terms of.
And then isn't he still growing? He's young, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, I would have expected him to bend.
I think he played 10 games this year.
Did he play?
Yeah, he missed 73 games.
Wow.
Okay. All right. That just seemed weird that for such a young player that he would be missing all this time for a meniscus tear.
It's Golden State. They not like other teams.
Right.
They're well run. So
well run.
I think what they're doing is in the best interest
of James Wiseman
for the present and for the long term. So and like y'all said earlier, it's no rush. There's no need to rush him back.
Right. It's not like they were desperate.
Yeah.
Right. And now Bishop mentioned the Phoenix Suns. I have this to say about this series. The NBA wants 6 games from most of these series. You're not going to get it with Golden State and Memphis because of the talent disparity and who Golden State is. I like Phoenix over Dallas. They just a better team. Luka's doing his thing. But Phoenix overall is the big team. And I want to talk about some other stuff that happened during the series. But I'm going to let y'all talk about the series.
Yeah, so when I had sent my post, what I was trying to get people to see is like Luka in the first 2 games was playing just like how James Harden played. Dominating the ball, dribbling for most of the shot clock, not passing the ball to his teammates unless it was like 2-3 seconds on the clock, jacking up shots. He was getting 40. He was scoring buckets, but they look horrible. So the commentators kept saying stuff about he needs his teammates to come with him. They need teammates, and I'm just like, man, if this dude is dribbling the ball and taking all the shots, how are they going to help him? And then I posted what I posted, and then the rabid Dallas fan, my man, I respect his opinion, came back and said he need help on his roster, and I'm like, dude, like there's 14 other players on that NBA roster. None of those people that's on that roster is on there by circumstance. It's because they are really good at what they do. They might not be really good in the levels that there are in the league, but in order to get to that position, you got to be really special at what it is that you do.
Well,
So,
but everybody needs help.
Right, but if you don't pass the ball,
And better help.
right, if you don't pass the ball, well, they're good enough to score. They're good enough to score the ball. Put it that way. They're good enough to score the ball. You see the last two games? The last two games, they didn't have to do anything spectacular. Just pass the ball, move the ball around. Guess what happened? Reggie Bullock scoring, Finney Smith scoring. These guys are scorers. These guys can score the basketball. Just pass them the ball, which is what my point was. And the state, stop saying he doesn't have any help. He's got 14 other NBA players on that roster. He just needs to pass them the ball. Plain and simple.
You didn't say that though when you typed what you typed.
No, I typed in. Stop saying that he wasn't getting help. Stop saying that he don't have help, and stop giving him a pass when he plays like that, because it's kind of like.
But you were a little snarky and sarcastic, and like I said, you was rabid dog.
I might could have been. I might could have been a little bit.
I saw it and I was like, ooh, he's gonna get back at. He gonna clap back at you.
I might could have been a little bit, but what I said wasn't a lie, because case in point, it's like he listened to Jason Kidd. He listened to Jason Kidd. Stopped doing all of that, scoring 40 points and having his name next to Jordan's and Magic's for averaging the most in the playoffs and all of this stuff.
Them stats, I look at them and I'm like, stop.
Right.
Who cares?
Right.
You know why they putting that up there like that? Come on, stop it.
Oh, so
you know what that's all about.
Clicks and likes. I know.
Yeah.
In a minute, I'm start saying really wild stuff to get some clicks and likes. I want to go out on the. I want to be like Skip Bayless. I want to be.
I'm saying it's the narrative. It's the narrative. It's the narrative. It's the narrative that they push, because again, it's like if you keep saying it, if you keep talking about how great this person is and how this and how that, then it becomes like the norm, and then it becomes like in some circles acceptable.
Well, Bishop, you remember in the group, I don't know who posted it, but they said Luka was top 5. I stayed away from that conversation for a bit.
Right. Yeah.
Top 5 in what?
He was a top 5 player in the league.
Okay.
Now I generally stay away from those conversations. Luka is a great talent. I never not say that. Top 5? I don't.
A great offensive talent. He's a great offensive talent.
Yeah, he doesn't do much on the other end. And this, somebody pulled up some wild stat. It doesn't even really point to how good he is defensively, but he's like number 1 on that, using that metric.
They just create metrics to make certain players better than they are. When it's like the eye test shows you he doesn't play defense. Same thing like when people are so shocked and surprised that Joker won the MVP twice. It's like it shouldn't surprise you when the people who are voting started politicking for him back in March.
Yeah, but that we can talk about that later.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like the narrative that they want to push is what they talk about and the comparisons that they keep making, and that's what they want to push. So it's like they didn't say anything about the fact that when in that game 2, when Phoenix undressed him on defense and they were trying to hide him so much, they put him on Bismack Biyombo when Bismack was in the game, and Bismack Biyombo came up beyond the 3-point line. It was like, yo, he never comes up beyond the 3-point line to set the screen so he would have to play defense. They ain't say anything about that. They just want to say, oh, well, he's a great all-around player, this and that. And I'm not taking anything away from him, but it's like you got to do it on both ends, and you got to do it consistently.
Right.
And the brother's telling me, oh, well, I don't watch games. I watch enough games to see that he scores a bunch of baskets and he doesn't play defense, and it's okay. And it seems to be okay.
So,
again, go ahead. Again, be the elephant in the room. Everybody knows what it is, bro. I'm just going to leave it at that.
I was going to say that if when Dallas loses, how many second rounds has Luka lost it?
Well, he's usually losing in the first round. He made it to the second round.
Right.
No,
how many years he been in the league?
6, 7.
That long?
It's been a minute.
Didn't he come in that year with Ball in him?
With Trae Young.
Trae Young. So that's got to be about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, and he'll be going home again.
Yeah. Well,
they played it. Tough, though. The West is tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
The West is tough.
Yeah, this is his 4th year.
Yes,
that's what I thought. 4.
Yeah. Let's move on to.
Wait, hold on. Before we move, are we going to talk about the Phoenix Suns coach?
We are.
Okay. All right. Carry on.
I do want to talk about what happened with Chris Paul and his family on Mother's Day.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, no. Address it, man.
Yes.
Anyway.
It's okay. I'm gonna let y'all go. Then I'll say what I gotta say. Go ahead.
There's some elephants in that room too.
Oh, it's all. Thank you.
It's a circus.
That's why I'm not even going to touch it. Y'all go right on ahead. I don't think they want my opinion, so go on, carry on.
Yeah, this is the realest talk, so
this is free. We speak how we speak, and we don't try to offend anybody, and we keep it real. So keep it real, because I'm gonna keep it real.
Oh, they got tired of Chris Paul busting their ass. You know what it is, man. Anytime people get a chance to do the dumb shit, they're gonna do it if they could get away with it. First of all, we in Texas. Let's just start with that.
Well said.
Just start with that, and then that's it in a nutshell for me.
Well, I mean, to me, it's kind of like they on the court. They making like crazy calls because I'm like, yeah, there's no way some of those fouls should be fouls. There's no way. And I'm okay. I might be a little biased in the sense that I like Chris Paul. I know he gets a little gritty at times, but
dirty.
That's not dirty sometimes.
He's been a dirty player. That is fair, and that's
some
true.
of those fouls. It's just like he's not supposed to be getting those kind of calls on him. Those are rookie calls. Those are rookie calls. And the thing with the kid, it's just like, so it looks like the kid was there with his mother.
Let's not call him a kid because he's 18.
Well, the young man, whomever was there with
16.
with his
18.
mother.
18.
Oh, I thought they said 16.
It looked like he was there with his mother.
Yes, he was.
And it's just like, so you see your son is losing control.
He was
losing
drunk.
control, and you don't. So you take your 18-year-old to the game, and he gets drunk. Your 18-year-old, and then you don't manage his behavior, so he doesn't get in a situation like that. Because those tickets, I know they weren't cheap. And
they were sitting not too far from behind Phoenix.
Right.
Exactly. So it's kind of like, so It's just a privilege. That's
Yeah,
what
say
it speaks.
it.
Yeah.
That's what it speaks. That's
Don't
what it speaks. And
don't
it's
beat
just
around the bush.
Mhm.
Say it's Karen and Dylan was wilding.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Stupid.
just a,
I saw one site and they were calling him Hunter. So,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
Hunter. Yeah, Hunter was wilding.
Yeah. And there was interesting disparity in the opinions. Look, whoever the player is, Chris Paul or whoever, these fans have this sense of entitlement,
Mhm.
and in a lot of ways, they probably feel like even though they're watching these rich, successful athletes, they still see themselves as being better, and they go into these things. And what I don't like is, and we see it all the time, are the excuses that are made for bad behavior.
Yeah.
And if he's 18, that's not he's a kid to us, but he's old enough to know better and old enough to be responsible, held responsible, for his actions and behavior. And too often when they look like us,
Well,
and I think about Tamir Rice was 12 years old,
Right.
but
mhm.
I work in a building that is 3 schools in the building, 2 high schools, one of which I work for, and one is a middle school. And I have heard the middle school is predominantly white. There are black students in there, but leadership and a lot of they're in downtown Brooklyn, and these families come from Brooklyn Heights, and I've heard them where there are cases where our students might, because they're above us, so floor above us, our students might be in the stairwell. And I've heard them identify high school kids as men. They said these 2 black men.
Yeah.
So there's always been, at some point around that 12, 13 age, our young men lose the youthfulness, and they're seen as men. Meanwhile, they could be white kids in college age. All boys will be boys, and those kind of things. So that elephant is definitely there. We all know what it is. What's going to happen with it, I don't know. But I'm not mad at, Chris Paul, that's his family over there.
Yep.
And when it extends beyond just the taunting of fans and things like that, and he gets to approaching his mother and his family, you
Crossing the line.
You crossed the line, and Chris Paul did what a man would do.
Yep.
So I got no issue with it. I got no issue with Chris Paul in this.
Right.
So my question is this: had he gone Steven Jackson and Ron Artest on him, would he have been wrong?
Nope. Not in my opinion.
No. Actually, I agree with Mac. Not in my opinion, and but I think that whoever the security is and other people should police it before it gets to that point.
Yeah, which they did.
Right, and which it did. If it
It shouldn't have got to that point, though.
Right.
I agree.
Yes. Because if it gets to the point where Chris Paul's got to go Steven Jackson and Ron Artest, then there's been a total breakdown of security. They should be there focusing on the game and not have to worry about their family members.
Right. When the story broke, first the kid was 15. Then it comes to find out he's 18. His parents have money because they have a certain amount of money.
Right.
Now he's 18. It's alleged that he was drunk. His mom giving him beers. I'm old school. I've been seriously drunk maybe twice in my life. I've never been drunk in front of my mother.
No.
And I never will be. And that's just
it's a different upbringing, brother.
Yeah.
well,
You keep playing
yeah,
this
but
simple.
I know other people who also are old school. Like we are old school, and
Again, it's a different
I'm
upbringing.
not getting twisted in front of my mother.
No.
My mother wouldn't take me anywhere at 18 and lie me with, or she wouldn't let me get drunk.
Right.
She would cut me off at some point. Homie felt the need to touch that man's mother and his wife, and I have people on Twitter. I was in a couple of debates. Well, I want to see the video, and
yeah, that's what I heard. Mm-hmm.
And
and
he's a child.
Ken. We're going to defend Ken to the fullest.
That's right.
But Kareem would have been been thrown under the bleachers, bro.
Well, first of all, they would have asked why Kareem was even there. You know, I mean, I think about the situation, you know, where you have when Toronto won the championship, you have a black executive
who got
it. Looks like, why are you? You have to just
prove
to me why you were there.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yep.
Hello.
And and that idiot.
Told you, it's Dallas, baby.
I think he wanted to sue Toronto's.
Because he lied and said that he touched him.
And that's another thing. After they get caught, come lies. Well, I didn't push her. I merely touched her. I was trying to hug her.
Mm-hmm. You were trying to hug her and say Happy Mother's Day. What?
And Chris Paul reacted the way he reacted to what Bishop was saying about the 2 fouls that got him out the game.
Mm-hmm.
One foul, that foul is usually given to the offensive player, the one where he was dribbling and stuck his butt out so the guy could hit him.
Yeah.
That's usually given to the offensive player all the majority of the time. And that wasn't no offensive foul. The other foul, he merely put his hands up and he lightly touched the guy and they call a foul. And you can't act like they're animals, and you can just do anything you want to do and get away with it.
Right. You didn't go to the zoo, and looking at I
remember David. What's Dwight Gooden's nephew that used to play for the Yankees?
Gary Sheffield, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Remember the dude, the people and the fans touched him, and they got touched back.
Absolutely. You can't do those things. And if the league isn't going to, arena security isn't going to protect, then you're going to see people that take it in their own hands. I know the league does not want anything close to the malice of at the Palace type situation, but they're gonna have to do a better job.
Listen, I remember when I played college ball. We played in gyms.
Mm-hmm.
School was small. You couldn't curse as a fan in the stands; they would toss you.
Yeah.
I know the arena is bigger.
Yeah.
And they can't really do that, but it needs to be rules, and they need, like Carl said in our text exchange.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna violate the players, you can't come back in my arena for a certain amount of time. Maybe forever. You need to face to face legal charges as well.
Right. And I mean, doesn't it say now everything is virtual, but when you used to have that handheld ticket, you flip it over to the back, there's all kinds of rules. So a lot of times they think they paid all this money, and which gives them the right to do certain things and violate people. But you also, by buying that ticket, it's the terms of agreement.
Yeah, you have to conform to the rules.
Exactly, and what really these guys think that these players are not going to do anything.
Yep.
Because out on the street,
Bishop snickered.
Then out on the street, they're not going to approach. I mean, 6 Chris Paul is not that tall, but
he's 6'3".
But he's 6'3". Okay, so the average for an average person, he's tall.
Yep.
You know, and these people approach these guys. Plus, they're in top physical shape. And you know, I always remember the joke that Chris Rock made when Kobe was going through his rape case, and people were saying, "Oh, Kobe wouldn't do that. He's so." You know, they didn't see Kobe as being this intimidating figure. And then Chris Rock said, "Yeah, that's because you always saw him standing next to Shaq." But you know, Kobe was what 6'7".
Yep,
that's a big dude. you know, so these guys a lot of times they see these guys on TV, but when you're up close on these guys, I mean, it's abnormal. You know.
No. I've run into Charles Oakley many times throughout his career and in his post career.
Yep.
Big dude.
He's 6'9". He's still chiseled. The last conversation I had with him, I said, "I've been trying to get you on In the Paint." Gave him the card.
Yeah.
Podcast. You ain't been trying hard enough, and that's when I left the conversation. I shook his hand. There you go.
Yeah.
I that same night I met Boomer Esiason, who I didn't want to beat, but that's because our brother, rest in peace, Ahmad, took me to a boxing match. Bishop and Reggie know who I'm talking about. He passed away about 2 years ago, but he took me to a boxing match, and we sit in front row. He got, there's Phil Simms. So I went over. I don't like Boomer Esiason. And I tapped the shoulder, and I was like, Phil Simms kind of big. He looks skinny on TV. And Boomer turned around. I was like, in my mind. He was like, "Hey, guy."
Wow.
Hand huge. Boomer's like 6'4".
Yeah.
His back was that large.
Yeah.
So these aren't little men that you do stuff to.
Absolutely not. And you wouldn't. But in an arena with 20,000 people and all this security around, you think that, well, ain't nobody gonna do it. Yes, right, you're safe. But if you went around the back and down the alley, you wouldn't say a damn thing to him.
Not a word, not a peep.
Remember a couple of years ago, I think the guy and his wife in Utah were messing with Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
And Russell Westbrook turned and told him, I will beat you, and he used the B word. I will beat you, and you're beat.
And he damn sure would have.
And then they had to throw that guy out because he did say some really
Which though the crazy, we're talking about these basketball players and why are people, I know this is a different subject, but why are people still messing with Mike Tyson?
Did y'all see the latest?
The one in Vegas?
Yeah, with the lady?
Yeah.
Wait, what happened? Nah, I didn't hear. This is the news to me. What happened?
Okay, he's in Vegas and he was walking through wherever he was, some kind of event.
Yeah.
So they stopped to take pictures and stuff. And this lady from behind, she had something in her hand. She put it to Mike's nose. She wanted him to sniff it or whatever. And Mike caught himself. He turned and he was like, yo.
And there were all kinds of security around Mike.
Yep.
Mike is not, it's not like he was out there wilding somewhere. He was at an event. And he had security around him. And she came up behind. And she does that. He like,
apparently they must have thought she was harmless.
Oh, also, David, thank you for bringing up Mike Tyson. That case, no charges will be pressed against Mike.
That's right. That's right. And it shouldn't have been. There shouldn't have even been a question about that.
I had people online saying, "Oh, Mike is still a savage." I was like, the dude hit him with a bottle.
Right.
Mike told him to leave him alone.
Several times.
What you think was going to happen? And he held back on the dude.
Oh, absolutely, he did. Because we all know it's not like you don't have to think about what would Mike have done. What could he have done to him? You know what Mike could have done to him.
So, do you think they should? Getting back to the topic at hand, do you think they should put the family members up in suites to avoid all of that, or no?
Maybe they should, but we don't know. We don't know if they could have been accommodated that day, and maybe Chris Paul wanted them near him.
Yeah.
I see players' families sit behind the teams that they're with a lot of times.
I understand that. Don't get me wrong, but I get what you're saying. But damn, for that to pop off the way it did, man, you can't. I mean, you want your family close, but you don't want your kids and your wife and your mom subjected to that. So
you're right.
Yeah, no, you're actually right. Yeah,
and it was a road game.
Right. So
right, exactly. I mean, I think Mark Cuban could understand that because he probably would want that for his players' families.
Notice he hasn't said anything.
Yeah.
And
Well, Dallas came out and said that, the fan was immediately removed and so forth and so on, and that they're banned from attending Maverick games.
Yeah.
So
how long? Forever?
I think indefinitely, or for they can't attend any more Mavs games.
Well,
see, if Matt owned the company, it'd be forever.
Right.
Because I think you just
violated
forever.
Yeah.
You never need to ever come.
Right.
I'll be good without your money.
Exactly. That's not going to break them.
But there's about 100,000 people behind them that's willing to spend that money. So guess what?
Yeah. Yep.
Right. I'm a big believer of setting hard precedences.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Start early.
Yeah. But I think didn't a fan run on the court at a game and they got tackled? I think it was
that woman. Yeah.
It was a woman?
I forget which arena it was in.
She tried to glue her to Memphis. She tried to glue herself to the court.
Right. She was making some kind of protest, something wasn't about animal cruelty or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
And she staged it with her friend, was sitting there, and then she timed it and then ran out there.
She got tackled.
They tackled her
My man thought he relived his days when he played safety at Polk
sure
High.
Did. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes.
And there's like a satisfaction for me watching that happen. When somebody
I laugh too.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
You know what's funny though? We live in New York City, right? New York City got people who just like to violate space.
Yes, yeah.
They want to be seen. They like to do stuff. And coming out of the store, and I hear this dude yelling. They're drunks. I'm like, oh, he drunk.
Yeah.
And like, had this been the '90s, and it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Why are you yelling in people's ears? And they were walking down the block yelling in people's ears.
Yeah, it was a different time. New York was a different time. These people that are here now, and tourists and transplants from the Midwest, they're in a different New York than what we grew up in.
Oh, and you know what? Another thing, the kid's face as he was being escorted out was like,
yeah,
you.
Yeah, you. Yeah, Like he's so shocked that he's in this predicament. Like what, they actually did this to me?
Yeah, happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Yeah, right, exactly. Right, on both sides. Chris Paul's mother had experienced that on Mother's Day, and this
and his children saw it.
Yeah, exactly. And the other mother of the year.
I guess the players, because Chris Paul isn't the president of the Players Association anymore. It's CJ McCollum.
Right.
They need to bring those issues up.
Yeah.
When they sit with the owners and tell them, yo, y'all can't have these mofos wilding out.
Right.
And it's funny. See, we're always looked upon as being savage. Who's been savage in all these situations? In a lot of these situations.
Yeah.
Because there have been some of our people who've done
right.
stuff.
Right. Some of our people do some real stupid stuff too. But what I don't like is when our people do stupid stuff, it becomes an indictment against all of us.
Right.
And then on the flip side, it's always for the individual. And then if they can't figure out any other way to excuse it, then they use mental illness or something like that.
Right.
He was
right.
depressed, or something like that. So.
Who is that? Oh, that's Reg. Yeah, David, remember what you said about how they don't call out when our children are 12 and 13 and they do something that's wrong, they refer to them as young men.
Yep.
And other words they use, other adjectives.
Animals.
Yeah. Animals.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the New York Giants kicker?
Oh yeah.
I gotta keep bringing him up.
Yeah, absolutely.
35-year-old man who beats his wife,
abuses
his children, is referred to as a young man. At 35,
you're 35 years old. Right.
You're a man. You're grown.
Exactly. And so the disparity in just the perception and the narrative, that they're again, good old boys and boys will be boys and that kind of stuff. They don't refer to them as men. They let them hold on to that youthfulness as long as they can, because the accountability that goes with calling yourself a man.
Yeah.
But they'll take a child and refer to him as a man just to emphasize whatever they think the offense was, to build it up even worse.
Of course. Hey, look, you know how that goes, man.
Yep.
I mean, they quick to put us on the picture, but if they do something wrong, you got to wait at least a week before you see a picture of them.
Yeah.
If you even see it.
And full of excuses.
Right. My dream is to counteract all of that through media. If somebody does something, no matter who, we need to see your history.
Right.
See how bad you really were.
Right.
As opposed to just putting up, like when something bad happens to one of us with the cops.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was a 3-time felon. Okay,
right.
Yeah, but that doesn't that.
But meanwhile, that cop
still
has
violated.
Yes, and meanwhile, that cop might have 20 civilian complaints against him.
Right. Or I think I was watching a TV show and it dealt with a cop who's done things he shouldn't do as a cop, and he had like 4 lawsuits.
Yep.
And then somebody basically said, well, if you're a cop and you don't have lawsuits, you're not a real cop.
Wow.
And you know what the sad thing about it is? It may be true. It may be more accurate, but not in a good way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, hey, look, with what's going on in all over, I can't even say just New York, and what's going on all over, man, something got to give.
Yeah.
Something got to give. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't want to say it, but at the same time, it need to be said, man.
Yep.
Just all of this stuff that's going on. Hey, look, you gotta put these cops out here, man.
Yeah,
if a couple of heads got to get busted, for the right cause, I don't see nothing wrong in it, bro. I'm sorry, it's out of control.
Well, here's the thing, and no other group, except black and brown people, would allow, and like you couldn't go into Williamsburg, like Jewish neighborhood, and assault one of them. I literally remember when in Williamsburg, where those projects are right before you get on the Williamsburg Bridge, filled with Jewish people, and there was a case where several years ago where a Jewish man was accused of sexually assaulting a Hispanic woman, and they arrested him. Took him to the precinct, and they stormed that precinct and demanded that they release him.
Yep.
So, and that's somebody that committed a crime or is accused of committing a crime. So
that's a community that sticks together, though.
That's
stick
exactly
together.
That's exactly what it is.
They stick together. Where as far as Hispanics, blacks, and we're not. We're all over the place.
Politically, socially, and economically, we don't stick together in our neighborhood.
At all.
Don't. I think about in Do the Right Thing, when Mookie, when they were about to tear down Sal's Pizzeria, and Mookie worked for Sal.
Yep.
But he had to make a choice: am I Sal's employee or am I
part of the community?
Part of the community, and so with the Jewish people, regardless of what position they have, what office they hold, they know which side they're on.
Right. Just like remember the Asian cop?
Yes.
In East New York?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yep. In Pink House, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Feast the famine in there.
Asian people, a majority of them don't really vote.
Right.
But they told a black DA, yo, if you send him to jail, we're voting you out.
Yep.
And they came out in droves to picket against him.
Yep.
And he let homie slide.
Mm-hmm.
Then he died of cancer, I believe.
Right. Yes. That's right.
The cop needed to go to jail because he did his job wrong.
Absolutely. And then called the union before he called
while the kid was bleeding, he said, yo, am I gonna lose my job?
Exactly. That's his first concern. So I think one of the issues with us, and I know this is well beyond sports, but one of the issues with us is that historically in this country, we as a people collectively never believed that we had the right to demand things.
Right.
We were looking for someone to give us our freedom, give us this piece of the pie, give us. So when you think that way collectively, then you have people that are divided because they're getting from whoever's giving. So somebody's giving on the left side, you got a group of people that are getting on that side. Yep. You get somebody on the right side. They're not coming together because they don't want to mess up their meal ticket. Where other people, they believe in each other and know that the strength is within each other, and they know that they can make these demands. They're not looking for someone to give anything. But we've been socialized to believe that if you ask nicely, you go to someone that you think is nice white person, that they do right by black people, and over here, and there are good white. I'm not saying there's not good white people. That's not what I'm saying. But we led to believe that we can get something because this one he's one of the nice ones and he'll help us out and he cares about it. Instead of collectively, because there are people within our community that definitely, and we have friends, and we'll speak of it all the time, know about the power in getting what we want, and even if it's not here. But so many of us are afraid to make these demands because we're scared of cutting ourselves off.
Right.
So
we scared to move on people economically.
Right. And that's
if we collectively stop buying from A,
right.
Mm-hmm. A will be like, hey, what's the problem?
That's right.
The problem is this.
Right. But then A will find one of us who have a little bit of power and say, get your people to stop this. And I'll fund something in your direction for your program so that we can have another after school program. And make you look good, So but this is Mac, this has been going on as long as we've been in this country. So this is not anything new. But it's okay to call it what it is.
Yep. With that, let's move back to basketball.
Yeah, let's get
real talk, because this is the really show.
That's right.
It's what we do.
I didn't get to say goodbye to R. He just like
Yeah,
disappeared.
he left. You know how he does. He just.
I know. He just slid out the back.
I think he's
like
ghost.
Yeah.
Power.
Ghost. Yeah.
Oh, Reggie, that's funny that you say that. I showed up one night. He had on his full suit. I was like, oh snap! But getting into the Eastern Conference, Milwaukee Bucks and Boston Celtics are tied at 2-2. I wish our brother could be on, so because he be DMing me, messaging me, he texting me. It's all love. It's all love, Chris, though. But Milwaukee and Boston are tied. What are your thoughts on this series?
Evenly matched as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's not like it's been a blowout either way. I think maybe it was one blowout game?
One blowout, yeah.
One?
Yeah.
We gotta let Bishop tear the bone off, tear the meat off the bone, because that's what rabbit dogs do.
Yeah.
Well, it to me the series, Milwaukee is the better team, regardless.
I agree with you.
Milwaukee is the better team. I think what they're gonna have to do in these next two games is stop fooling around. Giannis is gonna have to decide: do I want to score a lot of points, or do I want to play within the confines of the team concept? Because when I play within the confines of the team concept, not only do I score, but I also dominate on defense as well. Because it's like all the scoring that he's doing, he ain't like the defensive threat that he should be, and he ain't cleaning the boards like he should be. It's like the last game, not the last game, the game before the one that they won. It's like, how are they getting 3-4 rebounds at the end of the game to almost tie the game up when you in the game? You down low, like, you know what I'm saying? That should have been your rebound from the jump. Like, as soon as the shot went up, you should have just snagged that rebound, but you're too tired because you're using all your energy on offense. So it's like they don't need you to have 40 points. They need you to have your 25 points, 10 to 15 assists, 10 to 15 rebounds, and let your other teammates eat.
Okay, so my answer to this is: do y'all think Al Horford is going to have a game like he had?
Hell no.
Okay, all right.
Hell no. He's been playing like lights out. He has, I think in those last two games, he's averaging like 26 points a game, like 10 rebounds or something like that. It's like he's not gonna do that. It's like, he's not gonna do that. Regardless of whatever Messiah want to say, he ain't gonna do that.
His sister?
Yeah, he ain't. But he even in his prime, he wasn't doing that.
Our brother. No, he said our brother.
Oh, you missed. Oh, no. I thought you mentioned Al Horford's sister, because she's fine and she is very chatty about her brother.
Oh no, I was talking about the other one, Tilden brother, who was talking about they got robbed, this, that. This is like, all kind of stuff.
You know he's gonna say whatever you gotta say.
You see the
That's the black Tom Heisen.
Yeah.
Right. We all three of us played ball. We all played basketball. That was an elbow Al Horford threw. That was a blatant elbow.
Right. After he dunked it, yeah.
And actually, I looked at the play multiple times. He threw two elbows. He pushed off also, but the push off that's basketball. So
right.
But he threw one elbow, he missed, and when he came down, he gave him a little short one, because they had been going at each other that game.
Right.
Wow.
Now everybody like, well, Giannis runs through the lane and throws elbows. He hits somebody else in the head.
You got to be able to take as well as you give, brother.
You do.
Yeah, Grant Williams got to stop flopping. That's the bottom line. It's like, he got to stop flopping, and he got to stop putting his face in there where the ball is. It's like, if he's swinging the ball, why you gonna put your face right there? It's like, that just doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
So Marcus Smart, Grant Williams, what's the guard, the short guard, the one that they got from San Antonio? Only
Oh,
thing,
number
Pritchard,
9.
yeah, the light skinned guard.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, they all got to stop flopping. And it's like none of that happens if Giannis is not dominating the ball and just playing within the confines of the game, because nobody can stop him. He can still get those moves. He could just get them off the pick and rolls or get rebounds and putbacks. You know what I'm saying? Have him and Brook Lopez being the board of directors. Nobody gets any rebounds down there.
I think
Nobody.
they need to play Holiday more in the post on them small ass guards, man.
Well, it's like you got Brook Lopez, you got
Portis.
Portis. Yo, like they shouldn't be getting any rebounds between the three of them and Giannis. Boston shouldn't be getting any rebounds. They shouldn't be getting any rebounds. And you play within the confines of the game. You still get your 25 point. You still put up your numbers, but you're just not exhausting yourself doing it. And you can do more on the court. But you can do more on the court. It's like Tatum and Brown. No drive to the basket. Every time they drive the ball, yeah.
Like I said, they want the series to go 6 games. These 3 series. They want to go 6 games.
Yep. And they're doing whatever they can to make that happen.
Mm.
They're doing whatever they can to make that happen, because there's no way that Chris Paul fouls out in 23 minutes. That just doesn't make any sense.
The last two annoyed them. The last
Right.
2 fouls annoyed the fuck out of me.
Right.
I'm like,
It's like-
ref, what the hell is that?
That's a play on. That's a play on. He don't get no call. You don't get no call.
Yeah.
Play on. Play ball.
Yeah, go ahead, David. I know you wanted to say something.
No. I agree with the points that these brothers have made. Yeah, I think that Milwaukee is definitely, to me, the better team. But I haven't really watched much of it. It's just been doing a lot of other things, so I've been catching highlights and stuff. So I really can't comment on how the games have been played. But I think they are. It's weird because on one hand you say, well, they're kind of evenly matched, but I think that Milwaukee's the better team. I think it's one of those things with matchups. Sometimes it just happens that it's a tougher matchup, but I think that all things considered, I think Milwaukee should come away with this series. I'd be surprised if Boston does. But again, anything can happen. But I really think right now I'd still say 2-2. I'd still say Milwaukee would come out of it.
There you go. Any more thoughts before we move on? I guess not. Miami Heat and Philly, that changed tonight, right?
Yes, it did. 3-2 Miami.
Yep.
Not even close.
Yeah. Was it by 30 or something like that?
Something like that.
120 to 85.
Okay. Well, I'm happy.
All righty then.
I don't like Philly.
How don't you like Philly?
I just, I don't like their fan base, so.
I feel you.
Yeah, I got, my mother and sister are in Philly, so those are the only things that I like about it. It's because they're there. But, other than that, I don't like Philadelphia.
They're gritty. Their fan base is gritty.
Yeah.
No. Their fan base is about that life. They're full of
And that whole town is about that life, bro.
Yeah.
Philly, Philly is bad, bro.
Yeah,
Philly.
Because it's like, what else are you going to do?
Right. I think 2 years ago, a Philly player who's from Washington, his football team was the Redskins.
Oh yeah,
not the Redskins.
Yeah.
He wore his Redskin gear to the Philadelphia game, and they beat that ass.
Yeah.
What's wrong with y'all in Philly?
Yo, them
Did
dudes
he get beat
is
up?
special down there, bro.
Did he get beat up, or did he have to handle somebody? I think he had to handle somebody. No, that was the basketball player. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Well,
That was the
listen,
Miami.
he did what he had to do, but he got jumped.
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm going straight to management and demanding a trade out of there.
That's why when I go to Philly, I don't win any other city I go to. I wear my New York gear. Philly ain't one of them towns I go to wearing New York stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want no kinds of smoke from y'all. Now Boston, see, I go in Boston wearing. I even wear mixed match. I wear a Yankee hat with a Met jacket on, with a Yankee jersey under it.
Speaking of mixing and matching outfits, don't you owe somebody?
I handled that.
Oh, you did? I missed it.
Yeah, last show.
Okay, I gotta run it back. I've been so behind in things.
It's all good.
Yeah. I
gotta ask him what was. We made a new bet. Might lose it. So
yeah, you wanted to jump right into another one. This one was like
it's
2
fun.
years. 2 years in the fulfillment.
Right. I haven't done what Skip Bayless has done. He made a bet and didn't honor it. It took me 2 years, but I honored it.
Yeah. Well,
I'm still sick though. So
okay.
I had to wear nasty Boston stuff.
Yeah.
My body hasn't adjusted.
How did you do it? What'd you wear?
Oh, I got a Boston Red Sox T-shirt. Who's their shortstop or second base?
Who? Not Bogarts.
Yeah, I got a Bogart shirt.
Yeah. Okay.
Aaron Judge walk-off home run. Okay, my fault.
Oh, you did?
Yes, sir.
I know it was 3-3 when I last saw it.
Next show, David, we're gonna talk in depth about the Mets and the Yankees.
Okay. When's the next show planned for?
Monday.
Okay. I'll still be in Atlanta, so
okay.
I might be able to chime in from the hotel.
Okay. Let's roll. Black Mr.
Mr. Weatherby.
Sacramento Kings hire Mike Brown as their head coach.
Next.
Yeah, I don't have anything that contribute to that.
Bishop does.
Glad to see a black man get a job.
Yeah, I'm happy he got a gig, but it's Sacramento.
I ain't mad at him.
It's Sacramento.
Right.
It's Sacramento. It's like that's like the dead zone.
Yeah, it's like no expectations, just going in.
None.
He was in talks with them. I'd have hung the phone up on them.
Yeah.
Hey, Mac, we got this head coaching job. Do you want? I look at y'all just hung up on Sacramento. They have not been relevant as an NBA team
since Chris Webber, Rade Davis.
Yeah, since the C Webb days and the white chocolate days.
Mike Bibby.
The Mike Bibby days, the Peja days.
Yep.
The Bobby Jackson days. The Doug Christie days with his crazy ass wife.
What's that, about 15, 18 years ago?
Yeah.
Speaking of Doug Christie, his wife messed up the last years of his career. I don't know if you know, but
because nobody wanted to mess with him because of her.
Listen, she wanna when he is interviewed by a female reporter, she gotta be there because
she
ain't nobody coming between this. I'm like, Jackie, go sit down.
Yeah, she was ridiculous. Now, when I was watching,
she travels with the team.
Yeah, that's
I'm in the locker room. I don't care about all the other naked players. I just care about you.
Right.
I just care about you.
Here's the thing. Doug Christie was a good player. He was not a superstar.
No.
Yeah, maybe he was doing other stuff besides.
Did Cookie travel with Magic?
No. Not enough, I guess.
Well.
Yeah.
No. She's wilding out, man. That just. I would love to ask Doug Christie, man. How did you do that, man? Why?
Yeah.
Some dudes like that. Some dudes like that kind of attention.
You could have made another 20-30 million, bruh.
Some dudes like that kind of attention, though.
If he likes it, I love it.
Right, for him. Yes.
Like, yo.
Love it for him.
Do we think Mike Brown has grown as a coach? Because when you look at his record, he still has a winning record. Due to him being a coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers and having LeBron James.
Yeah. Ooh.
When he went to the Lakers, it was bad. He went back to Cleveland without LeBron, and it was bad.
It was bad. Yeah.
With the Lakers,
I don't know why they keep recycling these coaches, man.
Right. When he was go ahead. I'm sorry.
The suspense cycle, because I mean, Sacramento is not going anywhere no time soon, bro.
Right.
The best thing they could do is move to Seattle or something like that. They got to get out of there, bro.
I was about to ask that if you guys felt that you know, maybe they just need to change the scenery.
I believe
so. Need to change the ownership and the GM. Lottie was a bad GM.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was that Sacramento, Mike Brown, when he coached the Lakers, he had Paul Gasol, Kobe. He had a couple of other really good players.
Mm-hmm.
And homie said, "Let's run the Princeton offense. Let's not." Oh, Dwight Howard was there too. How do you fuck that up?
Maybe we should give him some credit for figuring out a way to mess that up. Some kind of special genius.
Him and Mike D'Antoni, you got.
Oh, that's
Dwight Howard.
Well, that's your favorite.
Yeah, but how do you mess that up?
It's Mike Brown, brother.
Yeah.
I don't see Sacramento going anywhere. I think he signed like a 4-year deal. I think he'll be there for like 2.
Well,
maybe a year and a half.
If you think about it, only thing he got to do is get there, have them win games that they're supposed to win, have them playing like at best 500 ball. Just have them playing 500 ball with some consistency.
And Sacramento has talent.
And he's a superhero.
Right. Well, that's that lowered expectation thing.
Right. Well, if you think about it, it's like, okay, well, coming from where they're coming from, you just got to get De'Aaron Fox and a couple of other guys to just play consistent basketball, smart basketball, win games against the Thunder, Detroit, the teams that you should be beating. Win those games and luck up on a couple of games that you're not supposed to win, but because you are playing with consistency and doing you more steady than the other team, you're going to win some of those games you're not supposed to win. 500 ball. Just play 500 ball. That's it. Just play 500 ball. Make it into the play-in, or maybe you might make it in the West. You might make it into the play-in with just playing 500 ball, and he's a superhero.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you want, you know.
Well, consider where they're coming from, though.
Yeah.
Consider what this is the same team that drafted. Did they draft like point guards consecutively?
They draft point guards and they drafted Buddy Hield as well. Trade Buddy Hield. Trade him.
Trade him.
I'm saying they drafted like point guards back to back. So you had De'Aaron Fox. You paid him a whole bunch of money, and then you go out and draft another point guard.
Yep. Mismanagement.
Yep.
Then you had Luke Walton, who had no business coaching. Luke Walton.
Yeah, that was
no business coaching.
Well, he benefited from that time that Kerr was out, and then he parlayed that into
jobs.
Yeah.
Didn't Mike Brown do the same thing?
Not really. Right, Mike Brown has a better
what
resume.
team was he coaching when their head coach was out?
Golden State.
Okay.
I'm saying he's got a better record.
Sacramento has the last 3 head coaches have been Alvin Gentry, Luke Walton, and now Mike Brown. What do they all have in common?
Yeah, Alvin Gentry is off the chain.
No, but what do they all have in common? They all were Golden State assistant coaches.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
Y'all not. Steve Kerr coaching tree is not.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Well,
Is that
didn't Kerr and Mike Brown stem from Popovich tree?
Yeah, but would you hire Mike Brown as your head coach?
Listen here, dog. I'm looking for Mark Jackson, bro.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Kerr came, after Mark Jackson.
Listen, I love Mark Jackson, but Mark Jackson needs to he needs to take religion away from his job. He also got caught out there. If you're a reverend and you about religion, why are you getting extorted by prostitutes?
Yeah, that was.
Well, so what had happened was I was trying to administer the gospel.
You messy, Mark. That was real messy.
Yeah.
Is he still with his wife?
Yes, he is.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to administer the gospel to a soul in need, and it got misconstrued.
And I love our brothers who, shout out Mark Jackson, but Mark is messy, man.
Yeah, you're gonna be
kind of reminds me of a Tyler Perry movie.
You're gonna be on your pedestal.
But here's the thing: I think also enough time has passed. He should be getting
that's the thing. I mean, because here's my thing on it. He made some mistakes in his life. Right. So do a lot of people, but from what I saw, at least in the time that he could coach.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you got guys who can't coach.
Still
getting jobs.
Right.
Yeah.
So is it about the persona itself, or is it about winning games?
Or maybe he just doesn't want to be a coach. You understand what I'm saying? I mean,
or maybe he's waiting for the right job.
Nah, he wants to coach. He wants to coach.
You think so?
Wants to coach.
Yeah, he's always politicking. Whenever he's commentating the games, he's always commentating it based on the perspective of a coach. His commentary is based on that. The problem with Mark Jackson was he got a little bit too sanctimonious.
Well, that's the problem. That was definitely a problem.
A little too sanctimonious because you can't, on one hand, be talking about your Christianity and your religion and so forth and so on, and on the other hand, you got, the organization helping you clean up your mess.
Right. Well, that's never going to fly. That's never going to fly. But do you think? I mean, how long has it been now since Mark is coached?
Almost 10 years.
Yeah, I was going to say almost 10 years. Maybe he's grown. He's learned from that. You think about Mark is my age. Mark is 57. So, as a 47-year-old man, he was a young coach in the league still, by those standards, and I think it's still in his system. Especially when you lose something, it's not like he walked away from it and lost his taste for it. I think the fact that he brought that Golden State team, to the point where when Steve Kerr took over, then they took it to the next step. Yeah. So I think there's probably some unfinished business in his heart, and how long are we going to though? You're not even going to consider. I've never heard a team even say, "Well, we're even having a conversation with Mark Jackson."
Yeah, I think he was waiting for the right situation. I think he's waiting for the right situation because, again, the coaching jobs that were out there, it's like, do you really want to coach in Sacramento? You know what I mean?
I hear you, Bishop. I hear you, Bishop. But my thing is, how many good coaching jobs make themselves available? It's not many.
Okay, my whole thing with that is, if teams are looking for a coach, there is no good coaching job.
That's not true.
What do you mean that's not true?
The Lakers job is a pretty good job.
Right.
Please. The Lakers job is you got to clean up a whole lot of crap that's out there, bro.
No. What's the name? Frank Vogel made up in his mind. This is what he was saying before. It's like coaches need to do their jobs and coach. You coach whatever your personnel is. You coach them Stop trying to make personnel decisions. Stop trying to get involved in personnel. Coach the team that you have to the best of your ability, to the best of their ability, and let the chips fall where they may.
But
Like they
Nick
can't.
should have brought him home, bro.
let me ask you this:
Nick should have brought him home.
No, is Frank Vogel an elite coach, or was
No.
he ever an elite coach?
No. It's like, how do you screw up? How do you screw up LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, and Anthony Davis? How do you screw that
Okay.
up?
And
First of
Carmelo
all,
Anthony
no. Hold on.
and Dwight Howard.
First of all, Anthony Davis has to be on the court, so you got to scratch him from that equation.
Well, just
All right.
think about this.
Go ahead.
Think about this. From the time that Russell Westbrook started playing with like 25 to 50% effort, and Anthony Davis had made up his mind, if this dude is not going to play how he's supposed to play, I'm not going to extend myself. I'm not going to extend
agree
myself.
with you, Bishop, 100%.
I'm not extending myself.
I think if that team was on the cusp of the playoffs, and he felt that they had a chance to do something, because that's what I was going to ask. Did AD want to be on the court at that point?
Yeah, AD was like, yo, if I fall, I'll just hold my knee, my ankle, something. It was like, yo, some of that stuff is like, dude, you're going to fall. You ain't that hurt that you got to miss 20 games if you fall on it. It's like, come on, really?
Yeah.
He missed more than 20 games, bro.
No, and it spurts. He was missing 15, 20 games in spurts.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, like, you're not going to be able to win like that. And
Yo,
clearly,
he got that bag, and he said, "The hell with this, bro."
And then Russell Westbrook, I'm like, regardless, if he can't shoot threes or whatever, it's like, yo, he still should be giving you 20 points, 10 assists a game, and maybe like 5 to 8 rebounds.
How about Coach Russell and tell him, listen, I don't need you to take any threes ever.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And I hear guys who, when we talk about basketball players and we talk about guys who can't hit threes, like Russell, Ben Simmons, well, you got to take. No, you don't. We all play ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there's something I can't do, I shouldn't be doing it at all.
Right.
Absolutely.
Especially if the team doesn't need you to do it. They need to do other things.
Right. A three is already a low percentage shot.
Right.
My percentage is under 30%. I don't need to take threes at all.
Take step back threes. Take more difficult ones.
Yeah.
Right.
And looking horrible when you do it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he was shooting like.
And I gotta get at
Russell.
Russell. Russell, you know you can't take threes. Why are you still taking threes, B?
Right.
Like I said,
he took more.
He was missing layups. He was missing dunks. He was throwing the ball away. It was just like this is not even about. It was like he didn't care. It was like he didn't care.
He has never had a coach, and I think Russell wants to be coached because he seems like that type of person.
Yeah. Not at this stage of the game, bro. Not at this stage. I mean, when he was with OKC, you had one of the great point guards on your bench, and if you couldn't listen to Maurice Cheeks, something was wrong with you, bro.
Well, he was more under control when Maurice was the assistant coach. You know?
Not really.
Yes, he was.
Not really.
He played better, and the results were there. Him dragging subpar teams to the playoffs.
Oh no. But you can't make no excuse for him. You can't make no excuse for him at this stage of his career. He can't be coached.
There's no excuse for him, and there's no excuse for the coach.
Right.
The thing is just like, okay, well, you got those three guys, and then you have your role players, and it's like you're so focused on the fact that you got this personal battle going on with Westbrook that you let go of the reins on all of the other role players who the ones that are supposed to be the grit and grind for you, because okay, all Malik Monk, Austin Reeves, THT, those guys should have been after defensively every single game. I'm watching them play, only person who was playing defense consistently was Austin Reeves. Everybody else waiting for LeBron to get the ball, waiting for. It's like, who's the grit and grind of the team?
Yeah.
You guys. But the coach is so busy battling with Westbrook about who should bring the ball up and this and that. It's like, who cares who brings the ball up? As long as we get an effective play on offense, and we're not turning the ball over.
Right.
I don't care who brings the ball up.
Let me ask you this: would Mark Jackson be a good coach for the LA Lakers? The way that team is constituted right now.
Absolutely not.
I think that he would hold guys accountable. I think he would hold guys accountable. And for me,
you
it's
think
like
they would listen to him.
It's not
absolutely
like,
not.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. When people keep talking about the team, the way the team is, or the players, or whatever. Yeah, well, these guys are the cream of the cream of ball players. So if you need this guy to not be a scorer and be a defender, if he wants to play, guess what he gonna do? Not score and be a defender. If you need this guy to set the table and help on defense, he's good enough to set the table and help on defense. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. It's like I refuse to believe that NBA level players are incapable of doing stuff related to the game that doesn't entail scoring 30 points. Anybody can play defense. Anybody can play defense. Help defense. Anybody can do that. Anybody can make a right pass.
Yeah, but there's some people that aren't good defenders and can't play defense at all.
Well, I'm saying like just position defense. I'm not asking you to shut anybody down. Just be in the right spot so that you can get help.
Some people can't do that. That's why they're not on the floor in certain situations.
Yeah, then you can't be on
Kevin
the court.
Knox.
Well, Kevin Knox can't play offense either. That's why he's on the bench in Atlanta.
Yeah.
When he should be getting playing time.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody. Oh, I meant to bring this up. Everybody that was dogging Frankie getting playoff minutes.
Oh, he's getting 5 minutes here and there.
Hey, it's playoff time. It's playoff time. It's playoff time.
He played pretty good the other night.
I'm like, wow. So J Kidd know how to use him, huh? So
he's using him to his strength. He needs somebody to play some 7-8 minutes of good defense.
Kidd was a good defensive point guard, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. He knows.
Well, he's utilizing his bench. He's utilizing his team.
And they said he was a bad coach. Wow.
He's never been a bad coach.
No, that's the thing. He may not be the greatest person, but
no, he's a wife beater.
Yeah, but
and he got a job.
Right.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, but yeah.
One time is allegedly, but 3, 4.
Maybe that was their thing.
But he hasn't been in trouble in years, so
right.
Because he's divorced.
No, he's married.
Who's he married to?
He remarried, bro, with a lookalike.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
when he was with the Knicks, he married the new person.
I
had a couple more kids.
Really? Because I remember he had that boy. He had a boy and a girl or something like that. But...
No, he had twin girls and a boy with Jumana.
Right. Now she's. I haven't heard anything from her in years. She's
still doing media stuff.
Okay, she didn't do the old thing. I'm gonna marry another athlete or something like that.
I don't think she's with anybody. But
yeah.
Hey, maybe you need to bark up that tree, dog.
No, not me.
Hey, listen.
That's you're on the mark, right?
Listen, listen. When he was on the Nets, I used to sit behind him at CCC.
Wow.
Yeah,
he
Usher take you right to
he
your
even
seat.
brought Scalabrini there.
Really? Scalabrini. That was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Scalabrini, the guy who knifed Mark Jackson in the back.
Really, that was Scalabrine?
Yeah.
Well, if you ain't put yourself in the position for him to do that, then he couldn't have did it.
Well, I agree with you, but Scalabrini was in people's ears about Mark.
Snake.
Wait a minute. Say that again.
Snaking him.
And with that, fellas, I'm gonna have to go. I thank y'all for being here. It was great. We touched on a lot of things tonight.
Oh, the Mets won too tonight.
Yep.
So,
and Phoenix is blowing Dallas out.
Yep.
That was to be expected.
Yeah. This is the realest show in sports. It's an open forum. We talk about everyday life, sports, politics, a little bit of that. Socioeconomics, we touch a little bit on that. Business, entertainment, little bit of that. David always wearing fly hats when he appears. Bishop's the rabid dog. And Reg is my man in the corner. Ready to hit you with the three.
So you're right.
There we go.
So R had to leave. I'm Max 611. This is the realest show in sports. Everybody have a good night. Peace.
Good night. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.